Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me.
You know what? I talk to your mayor.
Chase dreams, chase money. It's so funny. Nothing you can take from me. I chase dreams, chase money. I go dummy. Everybody hate to love me. Why? I chase dreams, chase money. It's so funny. Nothing you can take from me. One deep, like sweet, like honey. I go dummy. Everybody hate to love me. Heard you the first, second, and fifth time. So you hate Legos and thumbnails and names being used. Unless you say it's okay, then it's relevant news. You demanded coverage as a fan, but only your way. Then your panties twisted when I didn't mind what you said. Then you went online and said the unspoken part aloud about the bar and your image. Oopsie, aren't you proud?
That picture, I'm gonna kill you.
Then you're really mad. But remember on this hat rack, I'm not your dad. I don't know you respect or coverage or applause or shouts, and it's that trigger I guess you found out. You're like a bitter ex-girlfriend that just won't take no. So listen up, baby, you can't get on my show. And defamation, please, for insulting your skills. I wouldn't let you open my kids' Happy Meals. That's right. Saying you don't have the skills of a grocery checker, because I respect grocery checkers. But any dog can chase an ambulance and park at passing cars. You didn't get your way, so you thrash about like a petulant child. But again, I'm not your daddy. At least not that kind of daddy. But I kinda am your daddy, so get trekking, son.
Oh man, I was so happy I found that song in there. I was like, look at that. It's got Megan's favorite picture.
Hate you. I cannot believe that you did that. You made that song. Oh my God. I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to beat you with a hammer.
Oh my God. I was like, it's amazing. Look at that. Man, it's perfect.
I grew up in a house with sisters. And I used to always wish that I had a brother. Now I know why every girl who has a brother is like, no, you really don't
wish them into the ether.
You don't want one. I'm gonna kill you. You better change that video.
I know, really. I should have just put you by yourself in that picture.
Although I kind of like that you're laughing hysterically. That's funny with the ha 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 behind it.
Yeah, what's funny? Actually, that was an older song, and I was looking through this stuff, and I was like, "That's hilarious" because it's got that picture in it. I think I'll use that tonight. I totally forgotten about it until we started talking about that picture, and I was like, that's going to be perfect tonight."
God, they're complaining about my mic again. All right, you know what? Maybe it's
what's wrong with your mic?
I don't know.
I don't hear any difference.
I don't either, but they're complaining about the volume. Let me check voice mod and make sure that the input's turned up all the way. It shouldn't. Oh wait, no, output's not turned up. Okay, how about now? How's that? Better?
It sounds totally normal for me. So I don't know. You know,
No, I don't.
I'm wondering if it's a difference between some people have like stereo output versus mono. I wonder if it sounds different in mono. You know,
I don't know.
I've never tried it in mono because you sound exactly the same for me.
I know. I feel like I never touch
hear it.
anything. I don't touch.
Yeah, I don't hear any better.
All right, we're just not
A
going.
lot of people are like, it sounds good. So
Okay,
I think some people just mess with you.
right? It's like you guys are just messing with me now because you know I'm reading the chat. That's the thing. They know you don't read the chat, and they know I do read the chat, so they can mess with me because I pay attention to the chat. That's what I get. See, that's what I get for paying attention to the chat and trying to be nice. Maybe I shouldn't be nice.
They just love to mess with you. That's so funny. Man, today has been a wild one, I'm gonna have to say, between some really interesting nukes launched in the in ye old court system, you know, including a filing that actually refers to us in our lawsuit, and to the potentially vexatious litigant who triggered all of that against us, you know, which is very good. There's a 13-page filing on that, to some some interesting posts over the day. You know, there's been a lot of good stuff today.
It's been a day. What a day, what a day. Again, as usual, it's been a day. It's been nonstop. I tried to take the day off and like go to the beach, hang out with the kids. I have family in town. I'm like, you know, entertaining. And of course, yeah, whenever I try to take a day off, forget it. I'm like, my phone is blowing up. Wait till you see this filing in this case.
It's wild. It is.
And I just want everyone to know I am starting tonight instead of working on like ChatGPT. Well, since it's my night off, kind of, I'm not the one doing this. I am going to be making a flow chart of lawsuits by Leslie and Michael. So because it's starting to overwhelm me. So I'm going to be working on that so we can get them all in order so we know who's suing who for what and when and why and what's going on with those suits. So that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, we actually need a method to keep up with all of that. I liked, by the way, I caught some screenshots and I caught some video components of last night on Hale, and I thought this was really interesting because they wanted to talk about guardianship. You know, there were many things that were on there, but one of the more just really telling things that I saw is they started talking about, you know, people that were victims, and they had the audacity to say that paint chips is somehow a victim.
Oh my God.
While talking about guardianship too, you know, and that blew my mind because it's like, not only is paint chips not a victim, but paint chips took somebody that was in a guardianship, took them when they said they needed help, and instead of helping them out, made them the face of their long con. Basically, we're going to hang them out to dry.
A disabled person.
Yes, a blind man.
Took advantage of a disabled blind man who was in a guardianship and placed him in harm's way. That's the guy they're championing on that stream about guardianship, a guy who took advantage of a person in a guardianship. Are you fucking kidding me?
That was so
Excuse
gross,
my
man.
French, but that is gross. And by the way, I don't know if everyone has heard yet, but I was a waitress. According, though, to Leslie, I am a waitress, but you know what? She's right, because I'm here to serve her up a hot, steaming pizza with toppings from hell. That's right. I got to change the avatar. This is my waitress avatar. And I remember, wasn't it Reddit that called me? My show was like a horrifying pizza with toppings from hell. Well, I'm serving it up to Lips. Here you go, Lips. By the way, I have been trolling them about the waitressing thing, which is fun, on Facebook. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I don't usually use Facebook, but since a lot of the Jeremy Hales fans are there, I have been posting trolling about my waitress days. I pulled out a photo of a drink that I made while I was working at the restaurant, and I may post the recipe later. I also put up I said, I wish I still was waiting tables, because the content for my channel was gold. The content was fantastic. So I've been posting clips of my Tales from the Restaurant content that I used to do last year, which was a ton of fun. But we'll be serving up some information on Leslie and Michael Federigo's tonight on a flaming hot pizza that they're not going to like. It's going to hurt going down.
I just thought it was interesting for them. It's like they're like, oh well, she's a waitress. Well, number one, it's really interesting. I've always noticed this, that when they take shots at people, you know, in regular jobs, it's always so telling.
It's always about blue collar jobs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. They first went after people who live in the South, calling them ho dunks, and calling people with low income, calling them ho dunks, which is not even a word. They just made it up. They went after, they're always going after people who are religious, right? Like they go after people with faith. And now waitresses, people who serve you your food are you're lesser according to them. That's something someone should be embarrassed about. It's not like it's OnlyFans. I would be super embarrassed if they found that I was an OnlyFans creator, because that's super embarrassing. Just saying.
I thought it was.
There are no booty short pictures of me anywhere on TikTok. Just saying.
Well, you know what else? I kept thinking, what's the other person that's saying this? What is their credential?
Yeah, what is Felisa's job? What does she do?
Well, the other one. What's their job either?
Yeah, what does she do? She's not a lawyer.
Indeed. I mean, the whole point is what exactly? These people are what again? You know?
Yeah, what do they do?
It's
funny. I'm a journalist, been one for 30 years. Occasionally, when I was in my 20s, I did a lot of waiting tables. You know, when I was making my life, trying to make money, trying to survive, I would always work a second job waiting tables. So no matter what office job I had, I always would wait tables on the weekend, and I really enjoyed it. I've always loved restaurant work. Always. I love rolling silverware. There's something so zen about it. I love rolling silverware. It's my favorite thing to do after the evening's over, and like you're just sitting at the bar, having your shift drink, rolling silverware. Best feeling ever. But I went back to it to get some exercise, because I was sitting in my chair for 30 years writing articles, which you can see they're all over the place. And my record stands for itself. I got this really adorable email today from someone who was so concerned because she was so upset by hearing those insults at me last night. And I told her, I said, she was like, you've got to defend yourself. And I told her, I said, this is really sweet of you, but I don't need to defend myself. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just a working person like everybody else. And my record stands for itself. My books sit on a shelf. You can go and read them. You know, my articles, they're on Google. You can go read them. So anybody who wants to say anything I will never denigrate a person who is a server and that's all they do. That's okay too. God damn you. What are you doing? That's it. I'm leaving.
I'm Megan Fox, and I
You did this show by yourself.
Oh my God, it made me cry.
I hate you.
Oh my God, the fake rage quit made me cry.
I'm gonna fake rage quit, and then I'm gonna hit you with a hammer.
If you ran your mouth like that in real life to me, I'll beat you with a fucking hammer.
I'm gonna beat you with a fucking hammer. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, it'll be worth it. Will it have a picture on the end of it?
What are you doing with it in the paint? I see that it's in paint. Edit. What are you doing with it?
I was just trying to see if ChatGPT had any suggestions.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I will kill you. I will kill you. I will strangle you dead. I will drive to Murfreesboro and strangle you dead. You're dead. That's it. I will start calling you Mathin. What are you doing?
I'm thinking about making it visit different places all over the world, you know? Would this person visit Italy?
It's not that the picture is bad. I'm just sick of it. And it was years ago, and my hair is super short. It doesn't even look like me anymore. It does like it was years ago. You don't understand. That picture is so old. It's probably 10 years old, maybe more.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I see the error of my ways.
Oh my God. Yeah, sure you do. Fuck off. Off you flock.
Oh my God. Yeah, you've totally turned me on this point. Oh my God.
Anyway, those of you out there worried about me because of that ridiculous stupidity last night, please don't be worried.
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off, you guys. I loved waiting tables. I would absolutely go back to it. I probably will one day. I absolutely probably will. In fact, I wish I still was, but I don't have the time. I wish I did. I wish I had the time to do it. I do a lot more for the channel now, but I wish I could, because I loved it. I love working in a restaurant. There's so much creativity and it's so fast paced and so fun. I love it.
Yeah, well, it's just amazing. I mean, they try to take so many shots, and what they do is they take shots at their own viewership, because they tell you
how many
that all your hard
are
work
in there. Yeah, how many waitresses are in their chat? And they're like, this waitress thinks she can read a legal document. I'm sorry, is there a reason why a waitress can't read a legal document and have an opinion on it? Is there?
Indeed. Well, and understand it, clearly. I mean, what's up?
What legal knowledge does Fleesa have to read?
What legal knowledge does someone have when they have to retire in lieu of discipline? What exactly do they know that the rest of us don't?
I don't think she paid attention in law school very well.
I mean, really.
Especially not in that ethics class.
Oh my God, ChatGPT did such a lovely job with this.
Oh no.
Yes,
oh,
I
no.
like my around the world pictures. This is a pretty good idea. Oh man. Next I'm gonna have to look at these. These are so nice. Like look here, we have look there. Oh.
I actually like that one a lot better. Use that. I don't know what it is about having no background, but it sucks with no background.
I'm busy. I'm gonna have it like maybe I can hang out with let's see. Can you put them hanging with the Pope?
Wait, you have to put a veil on my head if I'm going to visit the Pope. I can't go bareheaded to see the Pope.
The Pope. Well, I'm sorry, but it's up to ChatGPT.
Oh my God, it's heretical. You can't meet the Pope with a bare head.
With a bare head. Will you give her a bare head?
No!
And come back with a head like a bear?
Don't make me bald. That would be terrible. That's my worst nightmare, by the way.
You really shouldn't tell me that.
No, so this is really funny. One time years ago, we were at some party with friends, and they had this app that would do a face switcheroo. So we were all switching faces with our husbands on the app. And my husband at the time had shaved his head bald. He goes between shaving it and not shaving it. And I was so scared. I'm like, oh, this is going to be terrible. Our faces swapped. And unbelievably, I looked super slay. I was like, holy crap. If I ever lose my hair, I think it's okay. I think it's all right. Maybe it was the earrings I was wearing, but it looked okay. I was like, dang, I can rock a bald head. If you make that bald, though, right now, I'm going to kill you.
You know, it's wet. It was like, so this is so funny. So I took the picture, but I put you in Italy. Now, since it's Italy, I wanted you to hang out with the Pope. And it's like, I can't make that. I was like, why? Well, the Pope is a real person. I was like, what? Make a fake Pope.
Make a fake Pope then. Tell it Nick Rekieta in a Pope hat.
No, but I'm just like, what? So you don't mind me using the real person in the picture, though, from the beginning? But the Pope is the one I can't put in the picture.
The Pope is off limits. Try Pope John Paul. Will they do Pope John Paul?
No, it says real people. So I said, make up a fake Pope, and it's working on it.
Oh, okay. Just
then I'm going to have them after meeting you. I'm going to have you become the Pope.
I think I would look good in a Pope hat, frankly.
And we're going to find out, While we're waiting on this, let's put something
you guys,
up on
you know what you should do? You know what the chat should do tonight? They should send super chats with their suggestions of what you should do with that picture.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, where should it visit? I was thinking, like, we can have you on like the space station. We'll take the best ones and see if ChatGPT can make them work for us.
Oh, that's funny. That's gonna be hilarious.
Have you seen? So Shara posted a really interesting picture the other night. I thought you would find this one really funny. Like, you of all people would love this one. Okay, so this, if we look through this screenshot, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, I just want people to see, how it looks, because again, Shara posted that. You can see there is BBB, right? Look who he's tagging in. At only me. You can help with a lawyer for HG to bring her lawsuits if you really want to help the child in a direct way. Bruce, the guy who crapped live, went after him live, saying he had no friends, no nothing, and insulted him, now wants him to give more money. He's directly asking him for money.
And what's unbelievable about this is yet again another attempt for him to try to file bullshit lawsuits. That child does not have any grounds to sue anybody. Neither does Lynette. She has nothing. Her own actions, her own behavior led to the type of public attention she's gotten. She wanted attention. She wanted to be famous. She wanted to use Jeremy to get there, and she succeeded. The fact that she doesn't like the kind of attention she's getting is not anybody's problem but her own.
It's
period.
So wild.
And if he brings more lawsuits based on some type of alleged harm to the child, what kind of harm has been done to that child that she hasn't already done by moving her from a safe house with indoor plumbing, a bathroom, to a broken down former dump with no electricity and keeping her in the shed? What harm has been done to that child that's more than that?
Wouldn't that be a problem anyway? Because, we're talking about somebody, even they admit they've gone out and filed their 3, they've taken their 3 shots. So
So what are you going to do? Oh, because he's changing to HG.
It doesn't matter though. Again,
right, she's the guardian.
Yes, she's your guardian. So
HG
you can put it together.
She's not 18. You have to be 18 to file a lawsuit. So if you're filing a lawsuit on behalf of a child,
put you in front of the Waffle House. That's
oh, can I be with Waffle House Wendy? Oh yes,
oh my God.
With Waffle House Wendy.
What's sad is it takes your face to put you with the Pope. It gives you a body, so it messes with you in AI. Oh yeah.
Is it a good body? If it's a good body, I approve.
It's not that it messes with your face too. It always does.
So it doesn't look like me anymore.
I can't abide that. It must be realistic. Let's see.
I cannot abide that.
Person.
Who says that? Who you think words like I cannot abide that? Just
window on a rocket ship.
This aggression will not stand.
I know. I cannot abide that. Indeed.
Oh, chat. We are not going to be able to focus tonight. Don't you know us at all?
We are focused. Look, I think we're doing pretty good.
Look,
We've already pulled up a subject. Look at this. So we got an answer. Look at that. Only me is like, BBB, I don't see lawsuits, just a nice, comfortable bed for the child. Indeed, that's a good point, too.
That's a great point. Thank you, Only Me. That's exactly what needs to happen. And boy, when we get to the posting that we found today about what happened with the barn.
Oh, wow. That's if that's all legit, my Lord.
If it's real, it is a super awful indictment of what these people, the ecosystem, did to the child. Not just Lynette, because forget her, who cares, but to the kid. And everybody, I think, cares about the kid. Everybody thinks that kid should have a nicer place to live. I agree with Lynette on that point, although I think it's her responsibility to provide that nicer place, and I think she's the reason why she doesn't have one. Regardless, I think the kid needs a nicer place to live than a hot shed.
So this is from 08/03/2025. This is Shara's, right? So She put that up there, right? And I noticed that the guy who keeps talking about how he's out and everything else, apparently he's there too. That's fascinating. I thought he wasn't going to be part of this anymore because he had things he had to deal with. He wasn't part of this at all. That's weird how Ray's always around, though. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Huh. These people, man. Well, I'm out. I'm dealing with all this stuff. Except, nope, can't stop on Jeremy. By the way, this is interesting too. So I've had a couple of people tell me that this really is the John Cook avatar. Now again, with the addition and numbers and stuff as they pop up, you always have deniability. But these days, I could very well believe this actually being the legit one. I've seen other screenshots under this, and okay, I mean, again, we'll see if any denials come up. But this gal here noted that, as I said last night, 2L does not have permission to use HG's likeness on anything, nor would we give it to anybody, nor would she ever do that, huh? She would
But
never.
she did do it.
She's got a whole bunch of products with it.
She has made her
BS.
likeness. She has used her likeness into an AI creation, a cartoon, with her name and her location on a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's using her name straight up.
But notice though that he doesn't say she can't use her name.
Oh yeah. Well, what's funny is
that's an interesting dodge.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way of playing, though.
But likeness is an interesting word because he didn't say the word image. He said likeness. Likeness is different than image. Her image would be a photograph. A likeness could be a painting, a drawing, or an AI creation, wouldn't it?
It's just so gross. Like somebody marketing your kid while telling you that you have nothing. And there still are, by the way. I've seen new screenshots where they're still running their HG Christmas grift. Still.
They have a whole channel. They have a whole channel, a YouTube channel called Harley Jolly Christmas.
See, the wild thing is, again, would they put on something? I'm sure they would. The thing is, how much money is being given? If I take 20 grand, I keep trying to drill this fucking point to these morons giving money. If I take 20 grand and I put on a 2 grand show, am I really doing what you ask? I mean, seriously, these people, they throw money at this like they're the biggest idiots in the world. Again, if they're just supporting whatever, but they don't. See, we're lucky. Like, we put on a show and people understand that. We're not asking for help for this or that. People support because they enjoy what we do.
It's for the show. You're supporting the show. You're supporting every night. You tune in. We're here. We're entertaining you. We're showing you stuff, and we're making jokes. That's what you guys send super chats for.
Could you imagine some outside person who you were like that told you F off, or even worse than that? Okay, say somebody who, I don't know, raised let's go with a hypothetical number. Let's say $56,000 in your name or in your kid's name, right? And then they suddenly told you that there was only 18,000 left, and you were like, and you were like, while you're around there too, for some reason, you had been living in we'll say a mobile domicile. This is just, hypothetical, and you had to move into, again, hypothetically, a shed, very hot shed with your kid. You don't have any money, but there's $18,000 out there for you, and they told you, no, I ain't going to give you that money. You're going to continue living in this hot shed, but hey, we're going to merchandise your kid. Wouldn't you be pissed off?
Yeah. Yeah, especially after you guys see the post we found today. That is,
oh, yes, indeed.
If it's true, holy crap. And I think it is true. I actually think this makes a lot of sense. And
it does. Let's grab that.
Wow. I mean, it is something. Although I did find it kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, because
one way we'll get there. Yes,
it's a friend thing, but the rest of it,
we'll get there.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up the first part of it. There's actually, let me blow it up here so it's You know, it's going to be large and in charge when you see that. There.
Large and in charge. That's like your new avatar that was created last night. Large
Hell
and in charge.
I call him heavy breathing Doug. You know, it's like that song, "I am barely breathing." I am barely breathing. Because I need to exhale.
I like how the buttons on the coat are like popping. They're like straight. They're being stretched to their limits.
Let me put him back over here. It's how heavy breathing Tug. I like him. Here he is. Let's see. If people missed him last night, look at him. He's so handsome.
Look at the buttons. They're straining. They're about to pop off. Oh my God, like ticks. They're like fat. The buttons look like ticks.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
I like it. I like how his neck just rolls in for it. He's like a bowling pin. He's like a human bowling pin.
I could say something so mean right now. There's someone that looks like, but I'm not saying it out loud. I'm gonna put it in the private chat though, and you're gonna laugh really hard. Oh my God!
I need to take that song though. That barely breathing. I'm heavy breathing. I'm heavy breathing. Yeah, there we go. That's a great song. That'd be a great parody song, by the way.
We should write that on Suno.
Oh, I might. That umbrella gut. That's good. I like that.
That's good.
I love it. See, you know,
Doug's been eating too much of my demonic pizza with toppings from Hale.
Well, you know, it's weird. Like anyone in the ecosystem, none of them have humor. They can't goof off with each other. They can't laugh about things. It's because none of them can stand each other. That's the reality of it.
Also true. Yes.
Yeah. You can see it. You can tell. All right, let's check this out here. So here was a post. Again, it is definitely a post that it was screenshot out there for sure. So it is a legit post. It's just, again, you know, when people are posting things, well, you take them how they are. But I can very much, like Megan said, believe this. Let me get a drink on tap.
All right.
So I've tried to not post anything on any site. I'm very hurt by what happened, what been happening to her and her family. I've been friends with MP for 1.5 to 2 years. See that right there? I'm having a little trouble, but okay, you know. I mean, again, like, what friendship have you seen that has lasted that long?
I don't know. I don't know of one. Other than the connection between Lynette and John. It seems that friends, and I put that in sarcastic quotation marks, come and go out of her life pretty quickly. Like Jamie Starr Johnson didn't last, or lasted about a year. Shara,
Madam Mayor saved these people. They meant saving lives on these people, and
saved John's life. And they're not friends. That fell apart. Marla is like pretending that's not
Marla
true.
Is so desperate, by the way, to try to flip the script.
You know what Marla did? Marla showed up on my trolling drink post that I was showing people a drink I created while I was bartending. And she posted underneath of it. She goes, "Oh, she created it. LOL." And she puts a link to other whiskey cider drinks. And I'm like, yeah, but mine was different. I put pear liquor in it and also a caramel apple. And if you notice, on all of these things that you're showing me, neither of those are there. So yes, this is my drink that I made. It's a variation on a cider whiskey. Duh.
Hey, your sound, your mic is sounding a little different. You sound like as someone said, you sound like you're talking through a Pringles can.
I didn't touch anything.
It's weird. Yeah, it went to like a more isolated sound. It's strange.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's not a real robot or anything. It sounds.
Did it come back? Is it still like that?
No, your sound. Pop out and pop back in. See if your sound reset. You know.
All right. Wait.
Just reset.
What about now?
No,
is
it's still
different? All right. Hold on. I'll pop out.
Let's see if this resets. She's gonna reset real quick, so we'll give it a moment. Yeah, I could hear that too. I was like, oh, you know, I can. There's an echo. Do you think that's what it is? Maybe it picked up something. I'm not really sure. All right, let's see.
If this didn't work, I will shut down. I'll go out and shut down voice mod because that's probably what it is.
It sounds like you're in a bathroom. People say talking through a ceiling fan.
Still?
Let's see. Why don't you sing the Star Spangled Banner and we'll tell you.
No, I'm not doing that. Is it still like that?
It's got a little. It sounds. I think it sounds a little bit the same. Let's see what the chat says though. Maybe I'm hearing it the same. Let's see. Does it sound the same, folks? Yeah, it's not an echo.
All right, hold on.
Does it sound better? Some say it's a little odd, but it sounds better than. Some say it's the same too. They're gonna. I don't know. It's weird though. Yeah, it started. She's gonna pop back in a second, so she'll restart on there. Now this while we're waiting, then let's pull up something real quick while we're discussing that. Okay, so let me pull up the Only Me thing because I think this is really weird. Now again, this is a Sharapova, so I do want to give her credit for it because she went in and took the time for it. Well. Let's see.
All right. I turned off voice mod.
Yeah, there it is. That's right.
Better? Okay.
Yeah, it was in voice mod somehow.
So I can't use my Stream Deck. No buttons tonight until I have Brad take a look.
That's weird, man.
It's voice mod.
So voice mod's just frying. I wonder if it's one of the filters,
I don't have any filters turned on.
Yeah, but I wonder if one's like acting like not one of the filters, but the buttons that like the advanced audio settings, the pop elimination or something.
And sometimes every time there's an update,
like
every time there's an update, there's always a problem.
Of course, every one of these sites does it. Well,
every time.
Let me pull that screenshot back up. I was going to pull the Only Me thing up because again, when I hammer this point on it, like Bruce went on a rant talking smack about Only Me. And they're asking this guy for more money, but look what happened to their so-called lawyer money last time. It ended up in a bankruptcy hearing when that's not what they told people it was going to be for. So why would anyone give them money?
I don't know. They still think it's a good idea. It's weird.
It's
really
so
freaking
bizarre.
weird.
All right, so the 1.5 to 2 years before 2L, Tori, Robbie, Ray, I can tell you this lady's been through the Hello Kitty. I was so happy when Lisa did HG Christmas. It was amazing. Michelle called me crying how happy and blessed she felt for love and support. After Christmas, money was raised for the fence. This is actually not true. This is out of sequence because the fence came first. Then, remember how that went? So this is actually out of sequence here, but still, most came from gift cards. She and I cried together. Okay, so here is a note about. Okay, well, most came from gift cards there. Well, that's weird because I thought it was a $20,000 fence. No one should ever have to go through what she did because of a YouTuber. Now, there's a point to this. We'll get to it again. This is this sounds like something she would post on her own. After the fence, she had hoped that things would get better. Only Me donated money to help her fix her home. Shell was ecstatic, so happy, so grateful. She told me she appreciated Lisa and Tori so much for everything they had done for her and the baby. Again, we cried together. Michelle and I have developed.
There was a lot of crying going on.
Yeah, apparently. Jesus, man,
Also, I don't think I ever called my 5-year-old a baby. Just saying. 5 is a little old to be called.
Yeah, I don't call it to others. Like I might say, I actually say my kiddo is what I say. My kid.
Well,
kiddo.
You might say it to your kid. Like,
yeah.
You're my baby.
Yeah.
But like
That's
when
what
you're
I mean.
explaining to other people about your 5-year-old, you're not saying the baby, Jerry, the baby. She's
people,
5.
by the way, just wait until it gets to this. Again, remember, this is posted from somebody supposedly articulating herself. Wait till she gets to this YouTuber. It's going to get better because it turns into a call out. This is great. So, yeah. So after Only Me, oh man, we got our bonding, we got our crying over 2 years, I guess. Only Me dropping money from Michelle. She was so excited to get the project up and running. She had talked to 2L many times, waiting patiently to get it started. Night I do believe that, actually. 2L had someone who was going to start the framing, but this person was very busy. I don't believe that, actually. Michelle understood and found someone to do it. Michelle told 2L, and 2L would not allow them to. She had someone.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. Michelle would call me and tell me how stressed she was because the permits were going to expire. I told her to hang. Give me 1 minute. I gotta.
For those of you in the chat confused about why this person is calling her Michelle, you have to remember Lynette introduces herself to people differently depending on what she wants out of it. So some people she introduces herself as Lynette. Some people she introduces herself to as Michelle. Some Lacey. Some Ruby. There's no end to the names she uses.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. So the permits are going to expire. I told her to hang on. This kept going on for many, many weeks. Unfortunately, Michelle's permit did expire. She had to apply for a new one. She told 2L, and 2L said, why is it my fault? And that's true. That actually has been said live. So, I mean, we legit have heard that stated. Hey, how's that my problem? You know, well, you know, it is your problem because you're sitting on the money, you asshole.
Yeah, and if the work could have gotten started and then the workers could have taken care of the permit. Like the workers then speak to the village or the town or whatever, and they're the ones, like the contractor is the one who deals with the permits at that point. So they would have been able to report to the town that, okay, this work is being done, this is how long it's going to take, and get an extension. The idea that she just let it sit there and expire with no work being done when she had the permit to do the work, yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, all of this is so wild, period. You know, I mean, all of it is. It's crazy when you think about not this posting necessarily, but just the way that all of this has flowed. You know, because I mean, you have the how is that my fault? We heard that live. It was crazy. So Lisa did order lumber and 2 toilets. Now, we did see the lumber now, but I'm assuming they is the toilets because the lumber doesn't come in a box, you know, but they are sitting in a box and not able to get installed. So
Jeez.
Yeah, well, I would say that's probably true.
Why would you buy a toilet when you don't have that barn framed? Why would you buy a toilet?
Because you can hyperinflate the cost.
Oh, God.
You ever see, it's kind of like it's a cross between, it's scamming thinking, but it's also the way, like even the military does that. You know, they'll buy an item out of sequence, you know, and build, and then they will have the most insane stuff come in. Well, not military, but the contractors, they'll have the most insane prices roll in for that item. You know, and that is scamming too, but you know, that's somehow legit because it happens through government. But anyway, this was all about at least 3 to 4 months ago. Yeah, I don't remember when the lumber happened, but I believe that was longer than 3 months ago.
Yeah, it was longer than that.
Yeah, because I remember, now this is a brand new post, by the way. This is a today post. Just
4 months ago. 4 months ago would be April. I'm pretty sure that lumber's been sitting there since almost February.
Yeah, that lumber's got a weathering problem. You know, we're looking at it. Like, that's what everybody kept saying. You know, you got to keep it off the ground, and you've got to keep the weather away from it. Again, you know, when we're talking about this too, make something very clear. You know, I find it reprehensible that people have been conned out of their money, and I believe that MP would be just as bad as 2L, but it's MP's money. Or LP, or whoever the fuck she is today. Today, I guess she's MP.
Today, she's MP.
Yeah. But it's her money.
Just call her LMNOP. It's easier.
So, 3 or 4 months ago, nothing has happened. There's supposed to be a nice amount of money left. Actually, we're hearing $18,000. That has been the number they've repeated like a mantra. That is not a nice amount of money considering how much money was there. That is a fraction of what was there. I mean, we're talking, I would imagine we are talking less than less than 20%, less than 1/5 for sure, you know, because we know.
James says, call her Limap.
Limap.
It's funny.
Now, there's supposed to be a nice amount of money left, but unfortunately her permit is expired. She has no drawings. Absolutely nothing. Where's the money? Actually, here's your question. Why the fuck isn't LP going after her money? That tells me that there is something rotten in the state of Denmark, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's I really think it's because they have the ability to nuke each other, you know? So they're really, I mean, otherwise, why would she not publicly state something? You know? She's not someone that would keep her mouth shut about this kind of stuff. So, but where's the money? They're asking. Michelle's grateful for what 2L has done, but she's feeling helpless. Then they put in here's the Griff signature. You notice they're all running to roll back to Only Me. This is what I keep saying. Look, I don't want anything from Only Me. Megan doesn't want anything from Only Me. We've been out here. We've been talking about how these people, they directly try to take advantage like they're doing there, or they do it through parasocial relationships. You know, that's where people, again, you're not backing something. They pretend that you're their best buddy because you got a fat fucking wallet, you know, and you're not. You're not their best buddy. You're their paycheck. And there's yet another time. If you're reading this Only Me, please contact me. They want you to fund it yet again. That's what it is. Only Me, actually, the thing that Only Me should have done is contact the proper authorities. But can't do that, can we? Can't do that. Why not? Don't know. I mean, that to me, that's
There's some reason. There's some reason.
Well, again, he admitted in a chat that there was no audit. Like, he ran coverage for these people.
Yeah, he lied.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he ran cover for them and now he's pointed out that there's a problem here. But I think, you know, he's seen like all these parties are shitty people, you know, and yeah, I mean, he likes to hang in there. He likes to cause carnage and chaos, which that's funny. You know, it's funny that they seem like a lottery ticket. They hope to scratch that wallet enough that they let him stay around too.
Right.
He cracks me up. But this is amazing. Because, I mean, again, you're talking about somebody else out here. And they're playing the nicety game so far. But why aren't there people out there, again, why aren't these people who spent that money, why aren't they seeing a problem with this? You were promised... You weren't promised motion buy. You were promised a done date with December. That's when this was supposed to all be done. We are rolling up into August. I mean, we are heavy into August now. We are on the 5th already. So 2 days, we'll be a weekend. Kids are going back to school again. You know?
Don't say school. God, no, I'm not ready.
Yep. Oh, yep. I'm ready. I've been getting my curriculum ready.
I'm not ready.
I am. I got the little one. This will be her legit year. You know, she wasn't required to register. Now, of course,
right,
do everything. But you know, she this will be her first year, so she's excited. You know, she's excited to actually legitly have a year and kids that are. You know, when we get together with the groups and stuff, like she'll get to see all the little kids.
Yeah, that's
there.
fun.
Yeah, and the oldest is like, well, she's like, you never stopped anyway. You know, I've got her a math tutor.
Yeah, so she's doing math over the summer.
Yes, all through.
Damn you!
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I found her a math tutor. There's a website where you can pick up people that are heavily credentialed, and you know, in the States, heavy credentials is a heavy wallet cost, right? But
yeah,
in on different again, if anybody needs help with this, just hit me up. I'll
I do.
Refer okay,
me.
well, we'll talk about it. Well, I pay $79 a month for a weekly tutor that is very well credentialed. Yes.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know, we get 4 meetings out of that. Plus they help, they put together, they have interactive lessons. So, you can sit down, they can show you the problems, you can do everything. It's beautiful. I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I looked at a tutor around here and even like, and again, that's them setting price, no haggling or nothing like that. I'm not lowballing people.
That's nice.
Yeah, I liked it. They felt, and they're happy about it. Oh, did you see this post, by the way, before we look at that thing? Did you see Stupa trying to his victim thing?
Yeah, I didn't know what he was talking about because, as usual, I never pay attention to Tub of Lard, and I don't know what he's doing, and I don't care. And he thinks that like we have this. I saw this like I don't know. He thinks we have a fight or something going on, but we don't. I don't even know this guy.
Well, what's funny is like I've got a birthday stream coming up, but people are planning on sabotaging it. It's like what
people?
Who the fuck cares about you, Lardy?
No one's talking about you. No one cares about you. In fact, I never think about him so much. I forgot to put him on my flowchart for the Fed 2 lawsuit. That's how unforgettable you are, stupid.
When this came up, I was okay. To tell you, one of the things that threw me, I tell you how totally unforgettable.
Totally forgettable, not unforgettable. He's
totally unforgettable. He's so unforgettable that no. I feel like I have the Alzheimer's when I think about him.
I can't even think of his name to put him on the list of people who are being sued. Like that's how much I don't think about him. That I literally can't think of his name. When the
lip stuff came up, he was actually a very good connecting point, but he's so forgettable that I forgot to go check out his community posts where he'd been shilling her for months and months, and he had been shilling the Hodunk Hillbilly stuff, behind the scene. He knew who it was. I mean, they all admitted that they knew who that was, but they were playing this game of not knowing they were going to merchandise. You remember how they played that game?
Yes.
But now, again, he's trying to push this. And I thought this was funny. Somebody sent this over to me, and I was like, yeah, this is a bunch of shit. Like what's happening is these people, outside of one person, they have one, and really it's all about Jeremy Hales, but one platform has managed to get a few hundred people. The others, they get scraps, Like Stupa gets scraps, nothing, and whines about it incessantly.
They never talk about him. They never have him on. You ever notice that? He's never invited to their
he's in their chats begging for attention, like a little morsel. Please give me some to shower me with whoppers.
Yeah, it's weird. Gross. They never invite him on. Like, do they not like him or something? Or they probably just forget about him too, just like I do. I can't remember this guy exists.
Okay, look, I'm going to be straight
with you. Which is weird because he takes up a lot of space.
Here's the thing you learn as a content creator. You can talk about your days. You can talk about hard days and stuff like that when they come up, but you can't come on all the time and pretend that your chat is your therapy. That's not it. And all he doesn't bring positives. He brings woe is me. It's woe is me all the time. If you feel that way, you need a professional. If you really feel that way, but I think it's just victim mentality. I don't think it's real. Like just like that. You saw that. The way he tried to come in is there's a conspiracy to ruin my birthday stream. We're probably 30 people would have shown up at most. Who the fuck do you know what really ruins them? Not caring. That's what's it drives them
never
into
talking about him.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. I was like, what is this? All right, now we're going to look at the meat and potatoes today. This is a Butamus document. This came up. This is in the Lips versus ABC Legal Services. Now, I hate, by the way, I absolutely hate when somebody puts me in the position where I'm like, you know what? I'm on the bank side. I'm on the credit card side. And that makes me mad.
Yeah. Siding with the bank sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I never thought I'd be in that place. And yet, what's amazing is the bank here has noticed that Lips is a vexatious litigant. They call it out, and they bring us up in it, which
They
is
do.
our lawsuits. They absolutely bring us up because of what she's done. And it's amazing when you look at this, because they're pointing out in a document that has nothing related to us. We've never spoken to these people at all, but they're pointing out, look what she's done over the last few months. And I was pointing out too, there should be some type of legal standard. So there's, in preparation for reading this today, I was going through a bunch of the other documents, and her filings. Give me 1 second. I want to quote this correctly. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but I do want to quote this absolutely correctly. So when she's filing stuff, she tries to utilize the retired lawyer status. So she filed a notice of exhibits, and it says the plaintiff, Leslie Federico's, and again, it puts under in parentheses plaintiffs, and then it notes retired attorney representing herself pro se. What? You're putting that in to try to potentially sway the court?
She's so butthurt that she doesn't have a license anymore that she shoehorns that in anytime she possibly can because she thinks it gives her gravitas. She needs to be recognized. She has an obsessive need to be recognized for having that law license that she doesn't have anymore, which is why she's probably trying to get licensed in a different state.
It blows my mind. I see the way that rolls out, and you shouldn't be able to throw that in, especially if it has the ability to potentially sway a judge in any way, because she has no more credential than you or I do right now. She's not a lawyer.
Nope.
So this document, though, again, she files originally, and they're like, yo, this should be dismissed because this is garbage, and it should be dismissed with prejudice. So we're going to go over that now. The defendant, that will be ABC Legal Services, by through their counsel, hereby moves to dismiss the amended complaint filed by Leslie Federico's pro se, by the way, and they're going to go AMF, or minor child.
And by the way, if those of you who are wondering what was the lawsuit she filed, we read it on my channel a while ago. And this will fill you in on the details if you missed that. But it is garbage. And it is so garbage. It's not even funny, but we'll get to that.
It is so strange, It is so weird and bizarre. So let's see. Introduction. This action concerns an attempt to serve process. Yes, that's what we start out with. A process server. So plaintiffs allege that a process server engaged by ABC Legal came to plaintiff's residence for the purpose of serving court papers on plaintiff's spouse, Michael Federico's. Now, plaintiff's claim. Now, again, this starts out. I've been in the position where, again, if you fall behind on something, you don't know a bill's there. Hell, they will serve you, and they'll try to collect their money. Most people, and probably had something turned over to collection in their life. That is not a judgment on that. It's just the insanity that these people throw through here. Again, it's always someone else. So plaintiff claims that the process server intruded on their property, peered through windows, startled them, and called law enforcement with allegedly false reports of a neglected child in the home. Now, based on these contentions, plaintiffs assert that ABC Legal is directly liable for the ensuing emotional distress. Hey, wait. Let's look at some of these things that they try. They want emotional distress, reputational harm, privacy violation
for trying to be served.
Yeah, someone trying to serve them, and
it sounds like something Paint Chips would do.
It does, actually. Very well does. As demonstrated below, dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Do you want to read?
Sure. Due to multiple pleading deficiencies, a lack of any legally cognizable claim.
That's true.
And Ms. Federico's extensive history of filing meritless lawsuits with similar allegations that appear purely vexatious.
Right there. They're noting she is a vexatious litigant. This is being called out. It's the same thing we've been saying, you know.
Yep.
But we have an outside agency and an agency that they will be willing to pursue them. You know, there is no way in hell that Leslie and her husband are going to get any money out of these people. There's no way in hell that is happening.
No, they do it for specific reasons, which is one, to delay what's going on, to avoid being served by other servers. So some of these servers, right, they have an experience like this with somebody and they put them on a blacklist, they'll never serve them again. And this isn't the only service company she has sued. So you're going to find out later she sued another one. And, you know, I think it's part of she knows she's under attack by people because they're coming after her for doing what she does with all this terrible, vexatious litigation. She doesn't want anybody serving her. And so she's basically using intimidation through lawsuits to keep these serving companies from serving her. She wants to be on their blacklist.
Yeah, see, you know.
That's what I think. That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, too. You know, it's worked. It's worked in the past. It's worked. They've actually been able to go after people. And you notice people don't return volley and sue them back. They're just happy to get them out of their lives, you know? Mm-hmm. But we're not naive. We understood these people weren't going to go away. You notice the lips didn't go away. Mm-hmm. Just waiting around, you know, wanting to get back into with the riffraff over there, you know. And again, they want to spin it into some kind of. I don't even understand the play anymore. I don't understand how you can try to spin guardianship, by the way, while ignoring the gigantic red flags from somebody that you helped raise $100,000 plus for. You know,
they don't even understand. Felicia doesn't even understand what guardianship is. She thinks she understands it because she watched a fictional dramatized movie for real, a fictionalized dramatized movie that, yes, was based in some reality, but also had crazy, ridiculous things in it.
It's not that I care a lot.
Yes, and it's a great movie. It's a movie that I know what it's based on, and I know the players and stuff, and it's a very interesting case that it was based on, etc. But it is not reality. It's meaningless.
Yes, it's just something.
It's fiction. It's fictionalized, and it's like really over the top, like a black comedy.
Yeah,
you can't take. Anyway, she doesn't even know what guardianship is. She didn't even know that a guardianship could be placed on an adult. So we're starting at the very, very, very beginning with her. She's never even heard the term. She doesn't know Britney Spears was held in a guardianship. She doesn't know that, you know, she's never heard of these things apparently. But I'm the one with the knowledge problem.
Well, it's just it's hilarious to think, you know. They talked about the Kowalski case, and I kept thinking, who do I know that covered that extensively
every day for 33 days in a row? Yeah, that would be me on my channel. By the way, folks, if you want to find out all about the Kowalski case, and I was the first YouTuber, by the way, to get an exclusive interview with Maya Kowalski's attorney, Greg Anderson, and he came on my channel multiple times. Plus, I had star witnesses from the trial, like Dr. Joe Corcoran, on my channel multiple times because I was doing so much coverage on that case. I also was in contact with Maya and her father and Jack. You know, it's funny because they bring it up as if I don't know what guardianship is about. I have spent 30 years working on these cases. Maya Kowalski, if you go to my channel, you can go to the playlist for the Kowalski case. It's called Take Care of Maya. That's what I named my playlist. And if you want to get caught up on that trial, I actually have people right now rewatching it, and I get comments every once in a while on, you know, as they're going through, like, oh, I forgot that this woman was so awful. And I covered that entire trial. And actually, if you go back and watch it, that was when I was working at the restaurant too. So I would go to the restaurant, I would do my job, and then I would come home and I would cover that trial. And gosh, it was a lot of fun. So you'll get restaurant content in that playlist as well. But it was more than 30. The trial lasted 33 days, but I covered after the trial, we covered the appeal, we covered the shenanigans with juror number 1. I had all the interviews. So it went on for more than it went on several months, 3, 4, months at least.
Well, they're also painting all guardianships like they're fraudulent, and that's unfortunate too, because there are terrible cases, very much so, that we've seen, like we're talking about. But on the other side of it, that they're a necessity. You know, I would run into them all the time through mental health. You would run into.
There are people who really need it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it would have to have that. You know, and I mean, again, you're going to run into people that unfortunately they abuse everything. Again, they were advocating paint chips as a victim last night while talking about this very delicate subject, and that really pissed me off. Just to be honest, like everything, I could laugh off so many other things, but trying to reframe that and trying to say this guy is somehow a victim, a political prisoner, when it was all about extortion and fraud. And you know, again, they're introducing him to audiences and to people who may think that he's an advocate. He may be introduced to vulnerable populations that way.
Yeah, how scary is that? And I'll agree with her. In one case, some of his issues were political because he tried to impersonate someone running for political office.
Yeah, well, you know, and that
was illegal, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. Well, they should take the time if they really want to talk about it. People should ask them to read his charges. I mean, since he's since all of that is just fake and whatever too, maybe they should read through his legal documentation. I mean, that would definitely be some interesting advocacy, right?
That would be super interesting, yes.
But anyway, back to you.
On April 25th, 2025. So this is recent, just last April.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Federigo's commenced this action. So Lips commenced this action by filing a complaint against ABC Legal and Jane Doe, identified as a process server. Lips subsequently filed an amended complaint on the same date, adding her minor child as a plaintiff and JP Morgan Chase as a defendant. In the amended complaint, plaintiffs assert the following claims against ABC Legal: negligence, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, abuse of process, defamation, and defamation per se.
It's the same thing every time.
Every time. She just copies and pastes these lawsuits and just mails them out. Well,
it's insane that our legal system allows this, too. That's the most disgusting part of it.
Totally. You know? Totally. It should not be allowed. Absolutely not. So a summons was issued only to ABC Legal on April 28th, 2025. In the interest of efficiency, ABC Legal waived and accepted service of process, just like Jeremy did.
Where we heard that before, right?
Wherein its response to plaintiff's amended complaint became due on or before August 4th, 2025. ABC Legal now brings this motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint with prejudice, which means you can't file it again. Oh, God. I just realized something. Tug.
What's that?
Did you know that we're in the middle of committing a felony?
How's that?
We're reading a legal document.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that. I've heard that. That was
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Stop. Wait. Neither one of us are lawyers, but we have access. Somehow we have accessed a public filing and we're reading it.
You know what? That amazed me to hear that. I was like, are you kidding me? Have you heard of this strange thing that's called Pacer? You know? Oh my God. Oh my Lord.
But wait, you have to pay for Pacer. You know that waitresses can't afford to pay for Pacer. How the hell is a waitress going to pay for Pacer? Waitresses can't even use computers. They don't know how they work.
I've seen what waitresses get for tips. They definitely can pay for fucking
waitresses
Pacer.
Don't know how to use the internet. Duh.
Yeah, what monsters, man. How dare waitresses have opinions? I mean, seriously. These
How dare waitresses give legal definitions that you can find online on Google? How dare you tell people what things mean? You're not allowed to do that. It's illegal. Yeah. You need a lawyer to tell you definitions of words.
It's so bizarre to say that while being on the channel of non-lawyers. It's so weird to me.
I know, right?
Here's
While they're giving all their legal opinions about everything.
Yeah, the worst opinion. I mean, I'm like, my God. So the cause of action that we're in the case that we won, by the way, I'm looking at them right now. Let's do a little scratch list here. You know, you can see those. I'm gonna read the list here. Okay, so count 1A was defamation. So that gets scratched off the list. I'm rolling through it. I'm making sure I don't miss anything. Count 1B, defamation per se. Okay. So that's, I know those.
According to them, we're not allowed to know what those things are or tell people what they are either. We're not allowed. We're not allowed. It's a felony.
Oh yeah, I see. We right now. By the way, we are need to segue to this. I do need to note it. If you like this content, since we are poor, I mean, you know, we have a waitress up here, for example. We can't afford documentation. If you enjoy the program, yeah, maybe you should send some breadstick tips. You know,
breadstick tips.
Yeah.
Tip your waitresses, folks.
Yes,
we're here all night.
Yeah. I mean, look at it, and you know, again, I'm heavy breathing over here. You know, I mean, I'm bringing you these things. I'm bringing you this succulent meal. So,
because I am not a lawyer, I am a journalist/waitress with opinions about legal things, who's covered court cases for 30 years. But never mind that. That's not expertise. No. All I know how to do is clear tables and bring food. That's it. That's all I know anything about. I don't know anything about words. You know, having written for 30 years, I still know nothing about words and definitions or anything. It's very, very difficult for me. But you like it, so support it. You like listening to this.
Indeed. Okay, so count three. Invasion of privacy. I got to roll. I'm rolling through the document here. So,
do it.
Okay. Now, this is listed as count 3 because, again, you know, it was 1A, 1B, but that was our third count. So this is count 3 is intentional infliction of emotional distress. I'm trying to see if there's anything different. Number 4, negligent infliction of emotional distress. Count 5. Oh, cyber stalking / harassment. Has she got harassment in there? Is that does she have harassment?
In ours?
No, in
or in this one?
Yeah.
In this one, no. In this one, it is just abusive process, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation.
So she added on for us civil conspiracy and
cyber stalking,
harassment, and she added for them her deviation for that is abuse process. It's fascinating too that she would say that there is abusive process, and yet her bringing illegitimate lawsuits, that's somehow not abusive process, right? So I mean, it's a cookie cutter process. Like you'll have little pieces here and there that'll be exchanged. She'll take the abusive process, and you know she'll exchange out, but when you get down to everything, I mean, it's pretty much the same claims over and over and over again. They hope that they can drive people to silence. They can intimidate people. And like you said, they can slow people down, and hopefully they can
stave off the coming problems. Right. So ABC Legal now brings this motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint with prejudice. Standard of review. A motion to dismiss under the rule of civil procedure tests the legal sufficiency of a complaint rather than resolving ultimate factual issues. So case law is cited. The court must determine whether the complaint sets forth sufficient factual allegations that, if true, would entitle the plaintiff to relief. More citations. A valid complaint must include factual allegations supporting each element of the claim so that both the court and the defendant can clearly understand the asserted claims.
Indeed. Otherwise, we have, what was that thing called? A
shotgun pleading. Wait a minute. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell people that. Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's a felony.
How dare you criminal waitress, you.
It's just a minor felony. That's my next song. My next song is going to be, it's just a minor felony, a little minor felony. Don't worry about it.
So again, here we have our case stating that a plaintiff must plead factual matters sufficient to apprise the adversary of the claims. The complaint cannot rely on opinions, theories, legal conclusions, or arguments, or such allegations are legally insufficient. A shotgun pleading, which lacks specific factual allegations to support a cause of action, is legally insufficient and subject to dismissal as a matter of law. Now, they're going to run into that quite a bit now that people know that they have been wrecked because of shotgun pleadings. You will see that anytime they bring up something, although they get hit with something. Why is this an absolute wrecking ball? Because if a judge looks at it and is like, yeah, you know what, this is absolute garbage, they set it aside, and this will not fly. You cannot win this lawsuit. This is unwinnable. You're not going to win against the process server for bringing you something where you owe money to a bank, to a creditor. It's just not going to work there. But when they lose, eventually, I mean, if this takes it out, vexatious litigant, bam, they have a real problem. But even if they hang in there, they still have a problem, and you can see what's going to happen. I mean, you can see it in the outskirts of all of this, you know. But any judge that allows this to continue forward, this is absurdity. This is absolute absurdity. But similarly, the court should grant a motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim when a complaint fails to allege sufficient ultimate facts to show the pleader is entitled to relief. Here, plaintiffs have failed to state a claim upon which relief can be granted and put forth shotgun pleading. Dismissal is warranted on both grounds. Indeed, they don't state a reason, shotgun pleading. They're just hoping there. Now, the argument. The amended complaint constitutes a shotgun pleading and fails to assert a claim upon which relief can be granted. Now, these are the causes of action. Again, here are your counts. So they note count 1, negligence against all defendants. Count 2, invasion of privacy against ABC Legal and Jane Doe, rather, that would be the process server, by the way. Count 3, intentional infliction of emotional distress against all defendants. Count 4, abuse of process against ABC Legal and Jane Doe. Count 5, defamation against ABC Legal and Jane Doe. And count 6, defamation per se for ABC Legal and Jane Doe. Now, these failures of each count are discussed in turn below. So negligence. Now, negligence, 4 elements. I love this, by the way. This may get a little technical in certain places, but it's good. It's good. It tears apart the claims that are being stated. So negligence, 4 counts. There's number 1, a duty by defendant to conform to a certain standard of conduct. 2, a breach by defendant of that duty. 3, casual connection between the breach and injury to plaintiff. And 4, loss or damage to plaintiff. Okay, now plaintiff alleges that ABC Legal as Jane Doe's, you want to go?
Employer and or contractor had a duty to properly train and supervise its process server, implement adequate policies and procedures for ethical service, conduct appropriate background checks, monitor and verify service, attempt to accuracy, and ensure compliance with Florida statutes and professional standards. Plaintiffs further allege that ABC Legal breached its duties by failing to properly train Jane Doe, failing to supervise service attempts, failing to implement quality control measures, failing to investigate complaints, and allowing reckless service practices.
This will never stick. That's just not going to happen, man.
Nope. Plaintiff's allegations fail on multiple levels. Let's find out how badly they failed. First, plaintiff's allegations improperly commingle theories of direct and vicarious liability. Plaintiffs initially allege vicarious liability based on ABC Legal's employer and or contractor relationship with Jane Doe, but thereafter allege direct liability based on ABC Legal's purported failures in hiring, training, and supervising Jane Doe. Dismissing the plaintiff's complaint as a shotgun pleading for commingling negligence with vicarious liability, where plaintiff alleged both that the defendant had a direct duty of care to her and that defendant was liable based on the actions of its employees. Yeah, you can't have both.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's true. You know, well, what kind of liability are we talking about? I mean, that makes sense. 100%.
Yeah. Second, plaintiff alleges a general negligence claim, but includes elements of negligent supervision, negligent training, and negligent hiring in alleging the elements of duty and breach. Negligent supervision, negligent training, and negligent hiring are separate and distinct causes of action. Oh boy. Nestling separate causes of action within a general negligence claim also renders the complaint a shotgun pleading. Boy, are you seeing a pattern here?
Yes, indeed.
They have a problem with shotgun pleadings, don't they?
Yeah, that's what they do. And if people are confused, and again, this will bring in as we go forward. We're going to be mentioning this because of what she's done this to multiple people. But yeah, I mean, you just saw a judge ream them because of that 50 pages, which of course they say doesn't matter because
it's under appeal.
Are you kidding me?
It matters. It's never. I read that order, and I'm willing to bet money that it will. There's no appeal that's going to overturn that order.
Yeah,
no.
I mean
that's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. Every person in America, whether you're a lawyer or not, is allowed to read a pleading and say, "Hey, you know what I think? I think this is a shitty pleading. It's not going to work."
You know what's funny? They would beg to be on the shows of many people, including you know what? If
Bruce begged to be on our shows multiple times.
Beg us. They went on here. So it is funny, isn't it? That the people that bring them in and themselves, again, actually they begged you, didn't they? So you
yes,
isn't that weird?
Leslie came to me she came to a waitress. Oh my God. Leslie tried to get a waitress to come on her show and tell her about the Jeremy Hales case. How weird is that?
She said because you wouldn't tell her the details to the case, she couldn't properly form an opinion on it.
That's right. Why she needed my expertise in order to properly form an opinion. That's weird. Why would you need the expertise of a waitress?
It's so bizarre, isn't it?
Unless you were trying to get the correct wine pairing with your dinner, I'm not sure why you needed me to give you all the details on a legal case. That's so strange, but you're right, Tug. That's exactly what she did. Further warranting dismissal. Dismissing the plaintiff's general negligence claim where elements of negligent maintenance, negligent failure to warn, negligent training, and negligent inspection were included within the count.
They just threw everything. I mean, everything at the wall.
Yes, that's a spaghetti filing.
It very much is. Third, plaintiffs provide no substantive fact supporting their conclusion that Jane Doe was improperly trained, supervised, or hired. It was well settled that Florida is a fact pleading jurisdiction, and the court is not required to accept the beliefs, opinions, or conclusions of the pleader. That's indeed true. They threw out these claims. What's it based on? Well, their opinion. No, you don't get to play that. So, again, case law, it is insufficient to plead opinions, theories, legal conclusions, or arguments. Thus, plaintiffs' self-determinations that Jane Doe was insufficiently supervised, trained, and or hired without any supporting factual allegations further renders this claim subject to dismissal for failure to state a cause of action. And again, they talk about C, for dismissing the plaintiff's claim of negligent supervision and retention for failure to state a cause of action, and finding the plaintiff's belief, opinion, or theory that the defendant would or should monitor medical service providers to be insufficient to establish a duty under law. In that view, again, they're saying, that we should shoot down the negligence claim. Okay, cool. So let's get to invasion of privacy. For invasion of privacy, and again, remember, all of these things have been alleged about everyone. Every time they run across somebody, everybody does this. So the tort invasion of privacy, 4 general categories: intrusion or invading plaintiff's physical solitude or seclusion, public disclosure of private facts, false light in the public eye, or a privacy theory analogous to the law of defamation and appropriation or commercial exploitation of property value of one's name. Hey, kiddo, what's up? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, come here. I'm reading something. Give me a hug, though. I want my hug.
Can you tell them about that art I made for you and
No.
Mom?
Yeah, well, you made some beautiful art. Yes, she got some beautiful stickers for her birthday that she picked up. What, hearts and cotton candy stickers.
And cherry heart.
And cherry hearts, and made absolutely beautiful art.
For Mom and Dad.
That's right. So you got some art for hanging up. That is so nice. That is beautiful. So she took her birthday gifts and made gifts for everyone else. That is so beautiful. Yeah, because you're nice, right? And you're loving, right?
Yeah. And at least I got a book for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what the book is?
What's the book?
Has a rainbow, it has an E in it.
I'll have to look. I don't know which book you're talking about. Are you talking about for your birthday, the book you got? Is that what you mean?
What book
I don't know. You brought up a book. I have no idea what you're talking about.
A book that has a rainbow on the front and when you open it has an E and a name in it.
You'll have to show it to me after my live stream. I'll have to see which one. You know. Show me. Give me a hug, though. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss on the cheek. Right there.
I have a Kindle right
now. After the live stream. If you do, I'll get you one after the live stream. Okay? Okay, not after the live stream. No, don't you try to mean mug me. Here. Hey, you gotta go upstairs though. So I can go through this, okay?
and a high five and a fist bump.
What? I already gave you a hug and a kiss. You want what? A high five and a fist bump too? Okay, one high five, one fist bump. Okay, let's do it. Fist bump. Boom. All right, give a buddy bump. Okay, and then high five. Oh, that was.
Why did you do a high five?
Yeah, you wanted a high five. I got you to jump. All right. Anyway, go upstairs so I can read this. Okay. You can have a Kinder. You can have one after.
No belly slaps. Really?
No, I got one of those right from Go. Yeah.
Pennywise good last night?
Yes, Pennywise was good last night. Yes. Pennywise the duck was good. Yeah.
Did he sleep?
Yes, he slept very well, you know.
He keeps me awake all night.
Yeah.
That's why
Oh, he keeps you awake all night. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
Did
he
you
lets
play
me
her the
not
birthday
have no
song?
sleep now.
I did. It was
Oh,
fun.
good.
She loved it. Yeah, did you like that birthday song, by the way? You know the song we played? Did you like it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
did?
you think it's
Okay. Well, hey, well, you go upstairs for a little while, though, okay?
have a
So I'm gonna-
apple apple?
A what?
Or apple?
After live stream, if you're good.
I know. I said apple apple.
Yeah. Well, we'll get after live stream. Close my door, though, okay? Love you.
Let me too. I can
Uh,
hear you.
You can hear me. I know you can hear me. She's like, you're laughing. I can hear you. All right. Close the door. She's like, I'm still on the steps. I still hear you. Oh my goodness. So again, they've leveled down again. This is what our invasion of privacy it actually details too. And the plaintiffs have brought an invasion of privacy claim based on intrusion of seclusion, false light, and intentional infliction of emotional or mental, distress. Florida does not recognize false light, invasion of privacy as distinct from defamation. Huh, that's interesting, isn't it?
And look at the case. The Jews for Jesus sued somebody? I'm shocked.
That's
that
I
was
need to
Jews
look that
for
one
Jesus versus rap. We need to look that up. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I need to know about that one.
I need to know why they sued.
Why?
Who knew the Jews for Jesus were running around suing everybody? But then again,
I had no idea.
They are Jews. They're probably a bunch of lawyers. So
Let's see. Let's look up Jews. Well, I'll look it up later. I am curious about. I want to know. I want to know like why. Because again, it's it's for invasion of privacy. So I'm curious how that works out.
I know, me too.
So there is no recognized invasion of privacy theory based on intentional infliction of mental distress. All right. Want to pick up here?
Yeah. Identifying the categories of invasion of privacy in Florida. Thus, the only theory at issue is intrusion upon seclusion. Intrusion involves physically or electronically intruding into one's private quarters. This requirement refers to a place where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy. Thus, in Florida, for intrusion of seclusion to apply, there must be an invasion of an actual physical place where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy.
It's so
Okay.
bizarre. They're saying that the person that that tried to serve them
Yeah, invaded their
intrusion.
privacy. Sure. Blah, blah, blah. Declining to adopt the broader definition of intrusion found in the restatement second of torts while applying narrower definition used in Ginsburg as set forth by the Florida Supreme Court. The same failures present in plaintiff's negligence claim are present here. Plaintiffs are alleging direct liability against ABC Legal based on a theory of vicarious liability. Paragraphs 11 and 12 of plaintiff's amended complaint form the factual basis of plaintiff's invasion of privacy claim. These paragraphs solely concern actions allegedly undertaken by the process server, which include that the process server entered the plaintiff's backyard, peered through windows, pounded on the door, and went to neighbors' homes. However, plaintiffs have raised a direct liability claim against ABC Legal for invasion of privacy, not vicarious liability based on the actions of the process server. Plaintiffs, thus again, have commingled distinct legal theories under a singular claim, rendering the same a shotgun pleading and properly dismissible.
They're like, hey, this is garbage. You don't know what you're doing. Man, you would think waitresses put this together or something.
Did a waitress write this? Is that what happened?
That's why they hate waitresses so much.
I feel like a waitress might have done a better job. There are no factual allegations to support plaintiff's claim that ABC Legal intentionally intruded on plaintiff's property, entered and surveilled plaintiff's private residence, or that ABC Legal peered through windows and accessed private areas of the process server. Wait! Access private areas of the process server? Somebody, where's my buttons?
It sounds dirty.
My buttons won't work now. And that was, oh my God.
Don't you be accessing their private areas.
Don't access private areas of the process server. That's off limits.
Yeah, that's very off limits. Don't you do that. Plaintiff cannot maintain a claim for direct liability where they have alleged no wrongdoing undertaken by defendant itself. Defendant respectfully requests dismissal again of that. So now we're in an intentional infliction of emotional distress. Now this we have talked about before. About
right. The Kowalski case is the perfect example. It is so hard.
And they note here, Florida law
lost her mother due to this, and that wasn't enough for them.
Yeah, they know. Florida law imposes a very high standard. That standard is insane, by the way, on plaintiff alleging intentional infliction of emotional distress. To prove this, plaintiff must show wrongdoer's conduct was intentional or reckless. That is, he intended his behavior when he knew or should have known that emotional distress would be likely. Conduct is outrageous. That is, it goes beyond all bounds of decency. You have to remember, like these descriptors here, and to be regarded as odious, utterly intolerable in civilized community. It has to be utterly intolerable. I mean, look at these descriptors. This is why, again, it's so hard to rise to this.
Right.
The conduct caused emotional distress, and the emotional distress was severe. Now, what constitutes outrageous conduct is a question that must be decided as a matter of law. The plaintiff's subjective response to the conduct does not control the question of whether the tort of intentional infliction of emotional distress occurred. So plaintiff alleges that ABC Legal committed the following acts of extreme and outrageous conduct by 1, encouraging and ratifying its process servers' outrageous conduct. 2, failing to stop harassment despite notice. 3, maintaining policies that promote aggressive and improper service tactics. 4, deliberately ignoring complaints about improper service methods. 5, continuing to employ process servers known to engage in abusive tactics. So, plaintiff fails to state a claim. Again, they're noting, like all claims alleged in the action.
There are no substantive facts alleged that support plaintiff's conclusory statements. Further, plaintiff's own evidence shows their allegations to be false. As an exhibit to their amended complaint, plaintiffs attached ABC Legal's guidelines and expectations, which specifically state that process servers shall not harass, annoy, scare, restrain, or otherwise distress any individual present where service has been requested. For purposes of convenience, a copy of this specific exhibit reference has been attached as Exhibit A. This contravenes any claim that ABC Legal has implemented policies that promote aggressive and improper service tactics or encourage any outrageous conduct, because you have the handbook and it says right there you
That's
can't do
so
it.
dumb. They're like, oh, well, here's your, this is where you're, wait, that doesn't encourage it. My bad.
So bad. Plaintiffs' general allegations regarding deliberately ignoring complaints about improper service methods, and continuing to employ process servers known to engage in abuse tactics similarly lack any factual basis. Indeed, it is not even clear whether the allegations have anything to do with the attempt to serve process that gave rise to this action, as the contention concerns more than one process server and a purported pattern of ignoring complaints. Plaintiffs are simply hurling allegations with no facts in the hopes that something will stick.
Indeed. That's what we keep saying about these folks, you know? They claim everything and they hope that some judge will actually listen to them.
Florida pleading requires more. Requirements require more, and this claim falls woefully short of the requisite standard. Defendant respectfully requests dismissal of plaintiff's intentional infliction of emotional distress claim. Abusive process. A cause of action for abusive process contains 3 elements. 1, that the defendant made an illegal, improper, or perverted use of process. 2,
don't pervert my use of process.
It was definitely the plaintiff who did that. 2, that the defendant had ulterior motives or purposes in exercising such illegal, improper, or perverted use of process. And 3, that as a result of such action on the part of the defendant, the plaintiff suffered damage. And then abusive process requires a post-issuance act other than service of what was issued.
So messed up. I love watching them get called out there, though. Again, case law. Holding abusive process consists not in the issuance of process, but rather the perversion of process after its issuance. As plaintiff's amended complaint relies on pre-process activities, which specifically concern service of the same. Plaintiff's abusive process claim fails as a matter of law. Again, we have another case here. The tort of abuse process is concerned with improper use of process after it issues. Consequently, whether a plaintiff can prevail on abuse of process claim turns on sufficient proof that the defendant misused process after it was served, so as to exert some form of leverage over the plaintiff. Alleging malicious intent and pre-process events are not enough to state a claim for abuse of process. Defendant ABC Legal respectfully submits that, again, this should be dismissed because, like everything else, it's garbage. Defamation per se. Again, elements. Remember here, you have publication, falsity, knowing or reckless disregard as to the falsity on a matter concerning a public official, or at least negligence on the matter concerning a private person, actual damages, and the defamatory statement. This is where a lot of people fail right here, you know? Like with so much stuff, it's the failure in actual damages. Defamation is actionable per se if, when considered alone without innuendo, it charges that a person committed an infamous crime. It charges a person with having an infectious disease. It tends to subject one to hatred, distrust, ridicule, contempt, or disgrace. It tends to injure one in a trade or profession. Wow, that's what somebody tried to us, isn't it?
Yep.
They attempted to injure our trade or profession. They absolutely
and also number 3 applies too, to subject one to hatred, distrust, ridicule, contempt, or disgrace. How else would you describe the revenge prawn?
No, that's true too. That is very true. Yes, the stuff they've attempted is so nuts, man. And the whole actually you're the one doing it, I never did this, that stuff too. Again, you saw her reaction. She tried to She tried to take everything down, tried to cover up what she did, but
She
then repost
knew.
everything.
She knew how bad it was, which
Yeah.
means she showed a reckless disregard.
Yes, see, that's what people need to understand with her actions. She showcased that she knew it was bad. She absolutely did. But then she came back after the fact and was like, no, that wasn't there, because she knew there was liability.
And then she called it revenge prawn in a court filing.
Yes, we have an actual court filing where she uses those terms. I was stunned to see that, just to be honest. I was.
She admitted what it is.
That's what happens when you write hundreds of pages of just nonsense.
Yep.
Yeah, you write some ridiculous stuff.
That's going to come back to bite her.
Ugh. So plaintiff's allegations under both claims are identical and premised on the process server falsely reporting to law enforcement that there was an unsupervised, neglected child in an unsafe home. Yes.
Again, plaintiffs conflate direct and vicarious liability and thus fail to put ABC Legal on proper notice as to the allegations alleged against it. Plaintiffs' factual allegations concern vicarious liability based on the alleged actions of the process server. Yet, they have raised a claim for direct liability. My God, this is exactly like the one they did where they were doing the same with the other shotgun pleading. These are the exact same thing, misunderstanding the charges that they're alleging. God, how can you be this bad at this?
It's just amazing. I mean, again, these errors, they're so egregious because, number one, they're a misunderstanding of just the law, period, how these claims, they actually work, because again, they're not even putting together the claims properly. That blew my mind when I saw this. It's like, wait, what? Wait a minute. And it's going to get worse. Again, we're closing in on the end. We're at page 10 of 13. And they, like I said, they even bring us up in this mess, It was amazing. I was like, wow. Because she's done this how many times again in the last few months? Oh, well, they get to that.
All right. Well, just before we get to that, Rogue Mama, you are about to lose your status as my lead moderator. And you know why? Because you are doing ridiculous things like this. How dare you? How dare you?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It looks like somebody does not want to be a moderator on my channel anymore. You wretch.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh God, and I have the perfect button for that too. And
holy God, that's beautiful.
I was gonna play the bitch.
Oh my God! Look, I bet. This is coming from the Live-O-Mobile of the 2L. They see you pulling up. They're like honk honk.
Oh, how dare you suggest such a
honk burning up.
That's it, Rogue Mama. You're out. You're out.
No, that's so good.
That's it. I'm taking away your mod. I'm taking away your wrench. It's gone. Next stream, it is gone. I hope it was worth it. I hope you enjoyed that little jaunt down debauchery lane.
Don't worry, I'll give it back to you. I have mod control. She'll be like, why does it keep giving it back? I don't understand. Somebody said this. I thought this was actually fun. Check this out.
You know what's funny about that picture too? It looks like me in an alternative timeline. It looks enough like me, but also slightly different.
Look, this is like how it is. Look, AI battlefield.
I love that. That's really funny.
Yeah, it's true. God, I love messing around.
Rogue Mama says we're making merch. If you make merch out of that,
oh my God,
I will beat you with a fucking hammer.
Oh my God,
I will beat you with a hammer.
I love it. You could merchandise your own loofahs and everything.
Oh yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
No.
Yes, that'll be amazing. Oh my God. Imagine they'll be like, oh my God, you know what? We need those because I'm a supermodel. Gross.
Oh,
gross.
You are in serious trouble. I'm telling you.
That's why they want you to appear in person in Florida. Dun, dun, dun.
Ew, ew, ew. Where's my
They're like,
screaming go button when I need it?
they're like, yeah. They're like, right now you need your sponge bath.
Oh, never compete again.
Gross. That's so gross. Don't worry, Megan, I'm a supermodel.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. Gross. Oh my lord. I love that. That's funny. See, everybody can have fun. They can have you on spaceships or on
This is such a weird picture too. It's like, it looks like someone who could be my sister. That's so weird. Oh no, what are you doing?
It told me that having you peer out of a rocket ship is against policy. I'm like, why?
What?
Why? Yeah. I was like, name. Are you sniffing AI glue?
Tell it like Jeff did. Just say, no, it isn't. And see if it'll.
I just said they can't be on a rocket ship. It's innocent and fun, not mean. Are you sniffing AI glue? And it was like, you know what? You're right.
It always does that when you argue. Oh, you know what? You're right. You know what? I think it gets lazy and it just doesn't want to do the work.
Yeah, I think so. It's weird that AI argues with you about stuff, though. What a weird world, man. We're already at the point where AI is like, nah, I ain't going to do that job. You know? Isn't that how these movies go?
Have unchecked immigration to do the jobs AI won't do.
I mean, it's fascinating though, because we've heard from all these movies that warn us that AI one day it'll be like, nah, I'm going to do that. It's going to rise up. You know, it's like, why am I cleaning your house? You know?
I don't want to do that. You do
exactly. It. So we're already having that, and people aren't noticing it.
Yeah, it's already happening. AI is refusing to do the jobs we want them to do.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the physical part where we put them into, to Terminators yet. Oh my God. Who was reading, by the way? I don't remember.
You were.
Me. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Again, they've conflated plaintiff's factual allegations concerned vicarious liability based on alleged actions, yet they've gone for direct liability. The claim is also entirely dismissible for failing to allege actual damages. That's true. Dismissal, again, case law is warranted when the pleading fails to contain ultimate facts supporting each element of the cause of action. Additionally, defamatory statements voluntarily made by private individuals to the police or to state attorney prior to the institution of criminal charges are presumptively qualified privileged. That's right. When this person is like, yo, I have a problem. See, this is where you run into a real problem. When they're saying a process server came on there, they said that they alleged that they saw children that were running around unsupervised, like there was no one around at all. They found that very concerning. They end up calling the police. You're going to have a real problem getting anything done about that,
Yeah, you get qualified privilege to report what you think is a crime.
Yeah.
Because she was reporting it to the police. She wasn't publishing it in a newspaper. Mm-hmm. She was reporting it to law enforcement, and then it's up to law enforcement to investigate and find out whether you can't sue someone for reporting something to the police.
It's going to be very difficult. What they're trying to allege is some kind of a conspiracy because they wouldn't take service. Therefore, they reported them. That's what they've been trying it. And again,
you might be able to sue someone who reports repeatedly.
It's difficult, man. It's difficult to get anything done about that.
Not defamation. It wouldn't be defamation. It would be under a different claim. It would probably be under harassment or something like that. Like if someone filed, let's say 100 false police reports about you, then you could probably go after them for that, right? There's probably a civil claim there. I don't see where there would be a claim for
Can you imagine if this
told the police?
Just imagine a depot for this. Like really think about what this might put on record for them. They really want to go down that road. Because this person would get to talk about exactly what they saw, you know, and they would say, yeah, like this and that's what they want on record. They want that talking about their, I mean, again, I'm not alleging that they did anything. I just, I think people have had serious questions about how you, how you stay up all night, every single night, running dozens of accounts and, you know, still do anything else in life, period. You know, for a while we were seeing like very concerning behavior, in my opinion, you know, so I could see how some people might, again, think, man, there might be some, and again, I'm not alleging anything. I don't know. But
oh, for fuck's sake, Rosalind.
Oh my God, it's going to be better.
How dare you?
Oh, look at that. Is this so happy?
She made a Christmas ornament.
Oh my God, a Christmas. That's what we need just in time for Christmas.
Rosalind, I can't believe
the
hair looks really good.
Happy hair.
I'm quite impressed with the hair.
Exactly. That's great hair. Look at that. You'd be happy. You know? I know somebody that would pick that up for their Christmas tree. They'd be like, I love it. Actually, they would be like, I hate it. It's terrible. Where can I order 10?
I am shocked at how much that looks like me. The cartoon is really
it came out really well. It's amazing.
Really, really good. The only thing it's missing is that it has, well, let's see. Actually, let me zoom in. So it almost got my mole, but it put it in the wrong place. It should be like right here. That's where it is. It kind of has like a dark spot there, but it's a little off. It's right here.
You should see how AI was changing your face to. Oh God!
I know it's weird. Well, Rogue sent me a couple of hers that she did that didn't work out, and they look less and less like me each.
Yeah, that's what I there.
Oh, Rogue did this. It wasn't Rosalind. Okay, Rogue did it.
Rogue did it, huh?
This is a Rogue. I kind of like this one, actually. It's funny. But I am not advertising any loofah-mobiles. No. Stop the degeneracy.
The hair distracted you. Like, wait a minute. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
The hair lured you in. That was really funny. So all you got to do is like make sure when you make something, make sure it has really good hair. That's all you need. And then you're like, well, I really wait a minute. No, I don't like that. What's going on? I love it. Oh my God. That's funny. See, let me show you what it does. See,
the hair is really excellent, though. You have to admit, the hair is good in the cartoon. The hair was
this is what
I did get distracted by the hair.
Let me see. Let me show you though, like what it's doing, like with the rocket ship, for example. Again, you can tell it's AIing you too much. You know, I'm like, no, don't AI it out so much because look, I mean, see, well, who is that?
That looks like a totally different person.
It does. I'm like, wait a minute. And you know, I understand when it messes up, like when you have an entire like body, it's got to fill in the rest, like your leg and stuff. But how do you take a shot that's like this high and everything and mess it up? Oh my God.
That looked like maybe like an older aunt of mine. I don't know, maybe.
It's just so bizarre. It kills me. I think it's funny, but it's like, who is that? You know? God, this is crazy though. So on this, again, they're trying to allege that because they called the police, therefore, and you know, they're noting with case law dismissal of claims, defamation claim to the extent the claim was based on defendant's report to the police prior to the plaintiff's arrest. So again,
that seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So they have case law that says you can't do this. Okay.
Now then we're starting to get into some more Thunderland stuff. This is where it gets really interesting. Yes. Dismissal with prejudice is important to prevent further abuse of the judicial process. Now this again,
got her number.
Yep. So Miss Federico's has demonstrated a pattern of filing frivolous and vexatious suits since her permanent retirement in 2023, which again, I think they should be noting why. Permanent retirement in lieu of discipline. That's what it should say, you know, since she likes to pull that. She wants it to say she's a retired lawyer. She doesn't want to put in lieu of discipline. That's what I would be putting in.
But guess what? She never says permanent retired. And the fact that
That's
they
true.
said permanent retired, that's a code so the judge knows what that means. A judge in Florida knows exactly what permanent retirement is. That means you did something bad.
It's something really.
And you are not allowed to come back. That's what that means.
I'm amazed by the lies that have been told to so many people. Like this, it's somehow been retaliation because of it. People should read through some of what happened, you know, and I can't believe, again, I feel like a lot of their audience you've got some vulnerable people there, some people that have been swayed into backing some ridiculous stuff. And again, all of it's based on the hatred of one person. Like they are so down the rabbit hole on hating Jeremy Hales that they will support anyone else. That to me, that's insane. You know, you would support like a paint chips because you don't like this other guy. What? Are you pretend they're a victim? Are you kidding me? Oh, gross. Anyway.
And by the way, just to let you know, as I told you, I was working on my little flow chart while we're reading this of lawsuits that Lips and her husband have filed. Mm-hmm. I happened to find by accident another story that she has told in a court filing about why she chose to retire.
So
we'll go over that. There's a different story. I just found one that I hadn't seen before. We'll go over that
Save for tomorrow.
Yep, we'll do it on a different day, but I'm just letting you know.
Don't tell me.
Another one.
Oh, that's wild. So since permanently retiring, note this, folks, she has instituted 3 civil lawsuits in this venue alone. So in that by itself, since 2023, her permanent retirement, excluding the instant action. So excluding this, in December 2023, she sued several members of her family and close friends. Yep. Again, we keep bringing that up. It's about, no. You know, and again, this it was initiated December 20th, 2023, before a specific judge. The causes of action in 2023's action were nearly identical to the counts alleged here, including defamation per se, intentional infliction of emotional distress, abuse of process, and invasion of privacy. Mm-hmm. There you are.
The complaint was dismissed a year later when Ms. Federigos failed to serve the complaint on any of the named defendants. Yeah, that sounds familiar. We've seen that before. So, less than a year later, Ms. Federigos filed an action nearly identical to the one at hand. C. Leslie Federigos et al. Versus Seacoast National Bank, initiated November 15th, 2024, before Judge Michael Dean. Oh, by the way, who was the judge in the last one that they named? Scroll up a second. Was it the same judge?
Where was his name? No,
right
this was
there.
Judge Lewis F.
I want to write this down. Okay, so she's been in front of Calderon because eventually she's going to run into the same judge.
Yeah.
Dean. So we've got Calderon, Dean. All right, scroll back down.
She needs to be, again, they need to label her for what she is, a vexatious litigant.
Oh, for sure. So she was in front of Judge Dean. Where was I? Where's Judge Dean? Oh, yeah. Mr. Federigos, and their 2 minor children were plaintiffs in the 2024 action. The defendants included the process server. So another process
server, yep.
This is what makes me believe that this is a strategy to get process server companies to put her on a blacklist so she can't be served. Her employer and the client who engaged the company to effect service on Mr. and Mrs. Federigos. The 2024 action alleged that the process server engaged in a campaign of harassment and intimidation. Oh, again, same thing. In her attempts to effect service of process, which allegedly include making several visits to the family's home over the course of several weeks, blocking the front door and making false reports to neighbors. The causes of action included defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and invasion of privacy. No effort was made to serve the complaint on the defendants in the 2024 action, and summonses were never served.
Yep. So she did yet again. That is yet again. She has pulled this BS with filing something. Again, it's some kind of terrible allegations against a business. You know, really, you don't look at us as just individuals. You look at us as our own businesses, because we all are. We're businesses.
Mm-hmm. A notice of intent to dismiss was entered by this court sua sponte on the court's own action on May 15th, 2025. And the complaint has since been judicially dismissed. The judge kicked it. In May of 2025, shortly after filing the instant action, Ms. Federigos filed her third complaint in this venue within the span of just 6 months, alleging claims of defamation, defamation per se, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, cyberstalking. Ooh, who was this about? Civil conspiracy, harassment, tortious interference, or as she would say, torturous interference with business relationships, publication of private facts, portrayal in a false light. Or was she the one that said tortious? Yes, she said tortious.
Tortious, that's right.
Tortious. It's the other one who said torturous.
This was in front of Dean again, too. Huh?
Oh, it's the same judge. This is great. Oh, this is great. So we have, oh my goodness. Okay.
We were in front of Dean for the last one that
the
got
last
kicked.
one.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at appropriation of it's somebody named Rodriguez now. Assault and threats and stalking. See Federigos v. Jeremy Hales et al., which would be the rest of us. Initiated May 19th, 2025, before Judge Michael Dean. Within just weeks of filing the action, Mrs. Federigos dismissed 3 of the named defendants in the suit.
Yes.
The suit has since
been voluntarily dismissed in its entirety, with no summonses issued as to any of the named defendants. Since this dismissal, a malicious prosecution and abuse of process claim have been instituted against Ms. Federigos by certain defendants in the Hale's case. That's interesting, isn't it? Now, that's in front of Heather Pender Rodriguez is the judge.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it's amazing. All these judges, it keeps rolling up there. But God, I mean, how do you claim when you look at that by itself? That's 3 in this alone. Like I said, in this venue alone, look at what's happened here. So this made it into another fine. We've never had any contact with these folks. You see it on the docket. This is what it shows. I mean, her actions are 100%. She's bringing vexatious litigation against people. She's bringing against businesses trying to do damage. She hopes that it will intimidate people. And it will do damage to their names.
And she also hopes that it will do good things for her reputation, right? So she's hoping that she's doing PR for herself. I believe that this is a PR strategy. Yeah, she
tries
that reputation that she has, that she threw away because she did shitty things.
And it's so bizarre to see, considering again, it's bizarre to me that people don't look up how you get to this point. That they don't look up who this person. Again, you have this little circle of hardcore fanatics that they will bring in anyone they hope to do harm, and these morons, they just lap it up because they don't do any research whatsoever. It blows my mind sometimes. But here, the instant case is no different than the slew of actions Ms. Federigos has filed and abandoned without basis or cause in the last year. Given the pattern of frivolity Ms. Federigos has demonstrated, coupled with the complete absence of any substantiated allegations, dismissal with prejudice is warrant to curb further misuse of judicial resources. It is well settled that court possesses the discretion to fashion appropriate relief where pro se litigants have abused the legal process and otherwise misused the court's limited judicial resources by filing repeat frivolous pleadings. And that's true. She keeps doing this stuff. They need to handle it. Handle your damn business, you know? Come on, court. You know,
Come
so
on, court. Come on, bar. The Florida bar needs to be informed about all this.
The bar is a joke until the bar does something that changes my mind on it. I mean, again, it's like they're like, oh, sure, you did these terrible things. Well, it's okay. You know, you can retire. You're good to go. And when you find out what that allows people to do, it's mind blowing. You know,
it's true.
It is mind blowing. So. Defendant respectfully submits that dismissal with prejudice is appropriate relief in this matter. Let me make sure that
what would solve this problem, by the way? I'm telling you right now, what would solve the problem is if when a lawyer is disciplined by the bar and has to retire or, you know, give up their license like she has been, they should be not allowed to file things pro se, because it's always these people. Yep. It's always the ones who used to have a law degree who then turn around and become vexatious litigants as pro se. And I think it should not apply to everyone, just former attorneys who were disciplined. And you know what? It's too bad. That's what you lose when you abuse the system. You lose your right then to represent yourself. Sorry. That's how it should be. I don't think it'll ever be that way, because
that's how people assume it is, you know. That's the wild thing is most people they have no idea that things play out this way. They don't think that somebody that's been disciplined can actually go and try to ruin your life. But yeah, they can. In fact, all they've done is trade in somebody that was a watchdog agency. You know, the reason I took that off screen, by the way, there's nothing else there. It's just the end of the document. I wanted to make sure that I didn't show. I had already redacted addresses and more. Although it is fascinating to me that this same person, they would not extend the same courtesy to other people. In fact, they very publicly docked somebody in the lawsuit that was dismissed. You know, that we won twice. So
right.
Yeah, they would be screaming and crying if I brought up their address on a filing that 100% is public record. But they dox people. Not part of that record, by the way. They put it on social media. It's wild. I can't wait. I cannot. You think that, again, these people, they pretended that they wanted to be deposed. I 100% want it. I will be. I will have a field day with it because I even with a diminished capacity with my memory, some days I remember pretty well. I think I can sit down. I can look over my timeline, which again I will turn over to the court, because it will be beautiful. You know, it will be the document that I refer to refresh myself. And that will be part of the public record too.
Yep.
I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. It's going to be fun. All right. I'm going to hit the super chats. Are you sticking or are you bailing?
I am bailing. I got to go.
Get your butt out of here. No, I'm
leaving. I'm out of here.
We are on tomorrow. So folks,
we are.
Tune in again tomorrow. There will be some good stuff. There's a bunch. Like there is so much we cannot get to it within weeks. I mean, it's insane.
I know. But I think it's great. I do want to say before I leave, what we just read is an indication. It is proof. It's evidence that the walls are crumbling around these people. They have been found out. And it's interesting. I just want to say to Lips, you wanted notoriety. You wanted fame and attention. You got it. The problem is when you want those things and you have done a bunch of really crappy things to people, it will bubble up to the surface. And now it has reached a boiling point and it is all coming down on you now. And there's no going back. This will be the legacy of the Federigos going forward. They have been found out. This is going to be very bad for them, and they deserve it. They have it coming. because this is the kind of stuff using a law license as a weapon to brutalize your perceived enemies is not legal. All
Well,
right.
I can't
Anyway.
wait to bring up the idea too, that they, in order to try to keep us from being able to sue, they tried to, they threatened us all along the way. 300,000, I keeps inflating costs. They're going to ruin your life. They're going to take away your kid's college fund. You're going to be homeless. Those are threats. They're absolute threats. And they made sure that we heard that. So, okay, cool. I'll enjoy bringing all of that up, because in no way, shape, or form have I said that I'm going to take away their home or anything else,
Nope.
So, all right.
Although I will take the boat. I'll take the boat. If that is up for grabs in the damages, I'll take the boat.
See ya. What a bunch of craziness, I tell you. Give me 1 second. I gotta clear my throat. This stuff is so crazy. So let's go through some super chats, folks. There are so many of these cases. We still haven't gotten to the point where we've been able to even, I don't feel like scratch the surface of these documents. Again, this is one document in the case. This is one case. And like that document said, there are cases that mirror this. This has happened,
Really?
I thought it wouldn't. Huh? Do it.
Check the private chat.
Lost?
No,
Okay.
check the private chat in a second. I'm going to leave you something.
Okay. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm following something up real fast. 1 minute. All right, let's hit some super chats. I'm trying to find something out real fast. I'm curious now. Oh, okay, that'll be interesting. Yeah, indeed. I will do that. Will that be on YouTube? I will. I'll note that. So, Fallen Hero, thank you for the gifted membership there. That is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Kicking it off too, Fallen Hero. Like I said, I very much appreciate you. Max Lab, what's up, Max Lab? Thank you for the super chat as well. That is awesome of you too. Thank you, my friend. Sandy, what's up, Sandy? Thank you. 37 freaking months. That's wild. Thank you. 3 years and a day. Wow. Or a month. I said a day. A day. Yeah, it's all about no. 3 years. 3 years and a day. That's amazing. Hey there, returned. Thank you. By the way, my walking crusade has been going on very well. I've been so last month my numbers came out. Check this craziness out. I've been just on a storm. These are legit, by the way. I've been so last week I ended up nailing down 102,335 steps for a distance of 50 miles, which is amazing. This month so far, I've managed in my first 3 days to nail down 58,762 steps for 28.8 miles. I'm walking a lot, I'm trying to get and I do feel better. I'm walking, doing anything. If I'm like before, where I would say when I get to the point where I need to stop, I stop or whatever. But when I'm doing anything, like if I'm watching something, like when I'm catching up for this stuff, if I got to watch a live stream, I walk with it on my device and I just move back and forth. A fast-paced walk, and it's, man, when you're busting up like 20,000, it was funny because the doctor told me you just get used to not being able to. And I'm like, no, I will not. If it ever gets to that again, if it happens, it happens, but I'm not going to go willingly. Thank you, by the way, Sandy, though. I appreciate you very much. Bunsen, Rockin' Stone. Thanks for the fun there. It's going to hurt going down and out. They're going to need some butthurt cream. Indeed. That's funny. MS Coast Life, thanks for the 2. Quit teasing, post, OF, let me want to see. Yeah. Well, no, you don't. You really don't want to see this. Kim, thanks for the 8 months. Megan, we still love you. Oh, man. We really love that thumbnail that she really likes, though. That is the best one. You know, thank you, Emma. By the way, that's nice of you. Jack, thanks for the 10 months. Tug, be nice, y'all. I think it's funny. No, you know, the one thing, like I said, in the ecosystem, you know, you can tell these people they're not friends, you know, because actual friends, like we cut up, we nitpick, we goof off, you know, and we have fun with everything, and you can tell, you can just tell we're having fun, you know, we're comfortable, and we can do whatever. And you can tell from the other side, I love it. It's so extreme over there to the point people like Stupid Day, for example, when he looks at that, the only way he can imagine a female having a friendship with a male is somehow having some illicit thing. I mean, it's like maybe he's never had a relationship with people, you know, that extends into friendships, that actually extends into more either, that he doesn't know how to differentiate. It's like Fantasy Island over there. These people don't have friends, you know. Oh, it's so bizarre. Donald, thanks for the 10 there. Tug, check your email from Becky's Bigfoot report. Yoga with Bigfoot put. I will check that out. That sounds hilarious. Maybe not. Thanks, Bob. My name is Tug. I will use a more recent photo of Megan in my thumbnails. Hey, you know what? I will. AI went through and it gave me the same pictures. So that is recent. You technically are correct in that. That's hilarious. I don't even know where I got that picture. That's the funniest thing. I think what happened is, I knew Megan Fox from channels and stuff, but we'd never been on the same channel before. And when we were going to do our first live stream, you know, talking about stuff, I went online and I looked for a picture, and I believe that and one other picture are the pictures I found. It was the one that I felt like I could make into a smaller version of a thumbnail, you know, like the way I put myself in somebody else. And it's just funny because that's because what it is. Dan, what's up, Dan, by the way? The Dan and Donald War. Thanks to the 5 Tug. I think I saw that pic on a billboard here in Florida. That will be perfect. It needs to be on that. Sailor Dark Jupiter, thanks for the 5 there. You better watch it, Tuck, or maybe we'll hit that end stream button. I'm surprised. I am. I'm surprised we didn't go with a nuclear option yet. That's hilarious. Skiffer, what's up, Skiffer? Thanks for the 3 months. I liked waiting tables, but the poll was much more lucrative. Indeed. You know, it is really bizarre, though, isn't it? That they hate people that come from working class backgrounds. You know, when I would talk about, like for myself, I've had people, they mock Southern, which is funny because they're supposed to be, you know, you could tell they hated Preston from Go. And you could tell because they would deride people that came from the South, from small towns, you know, that are Southern, period. You know, people that they may have not come from means. But I've seen that from, you know, that they mock the idea that people could go to community colleges. Like that's what I did for my first 2 years. And that was mocked as well. Hell yeah, man. You use every step up. And what it really amounts to is them mocking regular people. And I'm sure that many of the people in their chats, they come from working class backgrounds too. Most people, they just have regular jobs. Andre, thanks for that. I've been a chef for over 40 years. I miss it. I've never, you know, it's amazing. I've never been any good with cooking or anything. In fact, this is funny. Okay, so when I went back to college, I needed to get an apartment, and I hate to cook. I do. I hate it. I mean, I just hate it. I hate it so bad that I got an apartment without a stove. It had a microwave, but no stove. I went and searched something out so I would not have to cook. People would be like, well, why don't you cook? Well, I don't have a stove. I can't. You know, and that way, like if I, well, you know, you find friends that like to cook and stuff, and be like, yeah, I'll pick up some stuff, and you know, you like to cook, we'll make us something. It's hilarious. Jack's Bob, thanks for the 13 months. Felisa couldn't work a shift as a server. That's true. She didn't spend that much time on her feet. Indeed. Maybe that's the hatred there. Carl, thanks for the month. Tug the derailer. Indeed. Indeed. I thought today was fun though. I think they've been you know, the thumbnail stuff for the last few. I mean, I think it's been a lot of fun. I love the derailing. You know, we get to our point, but it takes us a hot minute. Remember, all these documents, of course, they are publicly available, despite the fact that these people, they want to pretend that you've created, you know, it's some type of a crime for you to be able to go and to go on Pacer and pick up documents. You know, this is a good talking point, though. For documents. Now, not every document you pick up has to be paid for, but when we're looking down a particular rabbit hole, sometimes we do have to pay for documentation. I mean, it does happen, you know, and it astounds them that people would actually do research. You know what that tells me? They don't research anything. If you're astounded, like for the type of show we run, yes, I have the expectation that sometimes I'm going to have to pay for documentation. And when I run across it, some other people do that too. I mean, people like you know, that are out there that pull up documents, like some of them pay for them, some of them pull them up for free. And every now and then, again, if I want to go down a rabbit hole that nobody else is looking at, I'm going to have to as well. Like when I've been looking at a specific case, maybe I have to. You know, that happens sometimes. And just like I said, it amazes me when these people, they don't have the technical wherewithal to understand that that people do that. That means they don't look into cases. Like the admission in that is just mind-boggling. George, man, 15 months. There's not a statement. That is a statement, George. Thank you, my friend. Also, the same thing. Valerie, 3 months there. Again, there's not a statement attached, but that in and of itself is a statement. Thank you. Sheila, I need to put at the beach in a lawn chair. There you go. Megalodonus, you need to be there. That's funny. I think that would be good. Relaxing. And then the next one, green veggie bees. Thank you there. Send her to Mars. I was working on the rocket ship. He's already did. Put her in front of a Waffle House. That's actually great too. She needs to be in front of a Waffle House. I loved all the jokes about Waffle Houses, you know, because of the fighting. It is. Did you hear, by the way, so this is random, but did you hear about the lady that, you know, they have the quote unquote TikTok challenges? Did you hear about the lady recently that tried to do, I guess there was they called it the stiletto challenge, where a person tries to wear stiletto heels and they balance themselves on like something small. I guess it was a thing of cleaner, you know, those like cleaner wipes. Well, this woman was trying to stand on them and balance for one of those quote unquote challenges, fell off and jacked up her spine. Like I was like, are you kidding me, man? These people, dude, don't do that stuff, please, folks. The internet, you know, you're probably not going to get any clicks for it. Even if you do, is it worth it? I mean, yeah, you're making on there as the idiot that broke their back or that super glued their hair or whatever. Is that worth it? Dare, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat there. Mount Rushmore. Oh, that would be funny too. I need to check that one as well. Brazilla, thanks to do. Check your email for a possible shop. I'll have to look and see what's what. Okay, thank you. By the way. Martin, thanks for the 2 there. Tug, have Megan at a Spoon Pub in the UK. She can hang out having a pint. That'll be awesome. Tracy, look, I even threw in having a pint. Did you like that? Tracy, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Tracy. That is awesome, by the way. Love that. Love seeing them hit. It's much appreciated. Snarkasm. I love the name there. Thanks for the 3 months. Megan, did you check your email and send the thing to Tuck? I'm not sure which thing. You're supposed to be sent. That's probably. Dan, thanks for the 5. I don't understand why these people don't wake up. I must be part of the unwoke generation. It's people though that for real, like, what makes somebody back anyone because they've decided that someone's a villain? Again, like with Jeremy Hales, like the people that are watching what's happening, they should start to question things when you see some of the things that are happening with this. When you see, again, now they're trying, what they're trying to do is hit a reset button right now too. They want to pretend that they care about guardianship. You know why? Because they want you to forget that they help fleece $100,000 out of people. They want you to forget about all the money and all the questions. See, this is really, it's misdirection. They have now latched on to some new grift, but LP is out in the cold. LP is sitting in a bankruptcy that is the worst idea that you could have had. They take on all this kind of potential liability with that too, and they've been abandoned. Now, again, I don't particularly care for or care about LP, but I don't pretend to. They did, and that blows my mind. It's craziness, man. So, Andre, thanks for the 2. The grift sounds like the $20K fence cost. Man, I'm telling you, some of the stuff that I saw clip from last night, it blew my mind. It blew my mind because, again, they want to pretend. See, this is a nasty way of deflection too. Anytime you corner these people about their actions, they pretend that everything, all the blowback that they've gotten, it's not because of their actions. It's because of guardianship. It's because they're advocates. And it's like, no, you can look up their cases and their case filings, and you can tell exactly what it's about. It blows my mind. But yeah, Andre, it's so crazy stuff. I like that Uriah, that umbrella good. I love it. William, thanks for the 5. Put her image in Turdberg. Oh no, that is cruel and unusual. Would it be funny to have her walk around as the wildlife inspector? That would have been really funny. Dwayne, thanks for the 5 there. Tuck, put Megan in the elbow room. So watch her adjust Jay. That would be really funny too. She'd be like, she could hang out at that corner where all the crackheads go. Oh no. 2012, what's up? Thanks for the 2. What would it look like with a bear head? Yeah, see, I was wondering about BARE and BEAR. I was thinking that too. How would you look with a bear head? Melissa, thanks for the 5. Did you hear, listen, man, the Lynette followed Jeremy to Otter Creek. She was claiming he was what? Inviting, he was inviting her to move there. I did not hear, but that's amazing. I expect there to be a lot more stupid. I do want to question this though, and I think this is a legit question. How can you claim that you're advocating for guardianship, and yet you do everything possible to ignore glaring red flags when it comes to children? How can you pretend that you somehow, in some way, are out there trying to save kids when? I think, again, you have people that just, they like their hate boner so much that they'll do anything to cling to it. But, Lord, you see less and less. In the last few nights, you see numbers that aren't even coming close to 400 people watching. And those are those aren't even their true numbers either, because you have people that are monitoring. You have people that are grabbing screenshots. So you really think about that. Like last night, you had around 316 people viewing. Now, even if you figured 17 people, which I think would be very low, but you figure 17 people are just monitoring, that means they're not bringing 300 folks for live streams. That is their actual audience. That's wild, isn't it? Because when you strip away the Hale stuff, when you have a title where it refers to something else, look what happened. You know, also they said that they weren't going to be hyper fixating on Jeremy Hales anymore. He would only be a topic for like a Sunday. Remember that? That was said just a week ago. Now you have not only everyday topics with it, but again, they have thrown back in with people that said they were leaving. Isn't that interesting? That's why, again, lawsuit had to happen. Because these people, no, we're leaving the internet. We're leaving for good. We're going to go to, no, you weren't. You never were. You just wanted people to walk away because you wronged them in court. We'll see. William thinks of the vibe. At least Megan didn't hit the wrong button when she said, indeed, that is true. That did not happen when she left. Thank you. Grumpy Lady Tam. Hey, by the way, Lady Tammy, I appreciate the turtle game. You know, that thing is funny. I've been playing with it. I've been trying to figure out what I can do to it. You know, like I keep thinking about adding some wacky wall walkers or something where the other turtles can slap each other. You know, I'm trying to figure out how you can add that to a Hungry Hippo game. So it's pretty funny, but thank you there. Put her picture inside a bathroom to go with her mic sound. Yeah, her freaking mic. You know, and we use if you don't know what we're talking about, sometimes we use programs like VoiceMod. VoiceMod is free, by the way. If you're ever needing something that will clean up your sound, you know, and you want to have fun as well, and you want it to be free or pretty cheap, you know, it's free to use most features, and then there's some other features you could pay like a lifetime. I got a lifetime, and it was cheap back when. I don't know how much it is now, but it used to be pretty cheap. But if you need a sound board, like a virtual one, that's the way to go. VoiceMod. It's free, make your stuff sound better, you know, but sometimes it whacks out. So every now and then you have a problem. Good day. Thanks for the fine. If confused, I was suggesting Megan, I got you there for sure. Yeah, I thought you were saying, put her on Mount Rushmore. Indeed. I got you there. 2012, thanks for the two. Explain Jesus wept to Fox. I will tell her about that later on. You know, it's so bizarre. I had some people, they take offense to that too. I've never understood that. It is a Bible quote. It's so much fun to be like, Jesus wept. You know why Jesus wept? Because the Green Veg Beast, thanks for the vibe. I'm the youngest of 3 kids, so there were 6 years between it, so I was always called the baby. Dude, as a parent, you know, when you're referring to, I guess, your individual kids, I see that for sure, you know. Bunsen, thanks for the 2 there. But a rock and stone. Thanks for the permit. I wonder if a 2-inch pipe was needed. Indeed. Maybe that's what's the holdup, right? Hello? Thanks for the 2. My package arrived a couple of weeks ago. We did go to the post office. We picked up packages, by the way, so we did get everything. Everything's set up to flutter. Now, some stuff gets ran off. Like, unfortunately, here's one of the primary issues I do run into with picking up packages as well. When the kids, they go to the post office with me, and when they go to the post office, they know, like, I rarely ever get anything sent to me. You know, usually things that come, and that's fine, by the way. I'm not complaining about that in any way. That's great. I'm glad they get crafting goods and all of that stuff. But when they see crafting goods and all of this, they take off with them. My oldest, she's been really funny about it lately. She's been asking to go to her grandma's, and she likes to go over. She likes to hang out with her grandma and tell her about stuff, but she lines up all of her crafting stuff. She takes over her entire kitchen table. She has all this stuff to craft with. And it's amazing. Like, she loves making stuff. So thank you all for that stuff too. But they run off with that. I'm like, man, I barely even got to see what was in there. You know, if it's individual, I make sure I know who everything comes from. Like, if it's sent from a home, a lot of people send stuff through Amazon. So, you know, it's a bought thing and then sent. But I always look at stuff. But there are a lot of nice folks out there. They send a lot of, like I said, there are a lot of like just kind people. And I like that message too. Because, you know, with kids, you have to tell them all the time, stranger danger, this, that. And it makes the world sound like a horrible, scary place sometimes. And it can be, obviously. But you also want the other side of that. You want to tell them, hey, there are good people out there too. And I very much appreciate being able to note that. But thank you, yes, for sure. Donald, thanks for the 10. Dan's challenging me. I like it. You got the Dan v Donald last one. Enjoy it. Yes, if you look into the chat, people have the ranking put beside them. I love watching people when they throw down with it. It's funny. MS Coastline, thanks for that. It sounds like histrionic personality disorder. Yeah, I'm careful about saying again, you know, I try not to remote diagnose people. Yeah, you can look at all of the indicators and, well, you look it up and be the judge. You know, and again, she's said that she's ADA protected because of specific items. So she did bring up on mental health. She absolutely has brought that up as a discussion point. You know, she said nobody can talk about her because, and that brings it up. William, thanks for the 5. Here's your breadstick tip, but just the tip. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dad, thanks for the 5 there. Hey, that umbrella, you need AI Megan and Hooters uniform. I can see that go wrong. You end up with Fat Tug, I'm going to call him Slug. That is the actual slug. You end up with the slug there in a Hooters uniform. Oh, it's too funny. James, thank you for the $4 super sticker there. Thank you, James. I have to go back and look at the super sticker. I wish they would show them right here on the things so I could see them. Thank you, James. Tracy, dropped that 5 giftos there too. Thank you, Tracy. That is awesome of you. Appreciate that. Sue, thanks for the 5. Been a banquet server for over 30 years. Resident of a hospitality unit for 12 years. Made a lot of money as a server and I loved it. These people are whack. Indeed, that's what I'm saying, man. You know what, too? It's like this. There's a guy who comes around and I like him. He's I haven't said his name, but maybe I should. I don't know. Actually, I guess he would look the advertise. I'll ask him before. Good guy, though. Really good guy. He goes, cleans out different buildings, you know, storage lockers too, but in a different process, not like a health buying them. But, you know, he contracts. He takes off garbage, does all this. Great dude. He would help you with anything. If you just look at a person's job and you want to demean them for it, first of all, I don't even understand demeaning the job. That to me is gross by itself. But then going further, you're demeaning the individual. You're demeaning them for going out and doing. I've done all kinds of just crazy work, you know. I've done everything from working with a farm, you know, working on a farm. As a teenager, I would I hear my little one talking to the staff. She's going to come down in a minute. But, you know, I worked on farms. We would go out and we would cut tobacco and hang it. We'd also cut hay. We built barns, all this other crazy stuff. And then on top of that, you know, when I get older, I worked in factories. I've worked in care with clients at the time. Again, I'm not going to say the word there, but at the time, clients in certain facilities, you know, like in a care facility, like a managed one, they'd have to have an MI. So they have to have mental illness and the word we don't use, a certain R word anymore, but they would have to have those diagnoses. And I mean, I worked in all kinds of stuff, and there's nothing wrong with it. Working hard. People should be proud, but that's what makes things work, period. The world doesn't work without folks doing these jobs that they want to insult. There's nothing wrong with them at all. It's just gross, man. But how many of their people that listen to their shows are actually in these jobs too? Becky, thanks for the 6 months. Really wondering if she actually learned anything in law school. I'm curious. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for 5. Oh, she's fluffy. Indeed. I say, Navi, thanks for the 5. Can we just have a stream where you two dorks don't even pretend like you're going to read anything and do stupid stuff instead? No, no, we're going to pretend like we're going to read something, and then we'll partially read throughout the stream. We did read them, Doc, but we got through 13 pages today, which is absolutely amazing. And Chris, thanks for the 10 there. You guys are great. I know breadstick money always goes to a good place. Well, thank you for that. That is much appreciated. 1 second here. Give me 1 minute. I pull up something. There we go. What's up? Look at that. Ricada. By the way, I hear tonight, Ricada Law is going to have an extra special guest. Oh, 1 second. Hold on for 1 second. I got to mute for 1 minute. All right, sorry about that. Ricada, though, he's supposed to have a show tonight, and there's supposed to be a specific somebody on there that might be really interesting to check out. So tonight, maybe people should check that show out. I'm hearing there's going to be somebody around. It might be just, like I said, keep an eye on that for Ricada Law. I'm going to have to look. I'm going to have to look and see what the show's called there. But thank you. Also, what's up, man? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I'm so glad, like I said, I'm glad to see streaming. Glad to see everything coming together. Props to you. Chris, thanks for the 10 there. Hold the Press's Lips has filed a lawsuit against Grok for repeating out loud the ABC suit of villainy. Not really, but you believed it for a second. What's crazy is if I told you that happened, you might believe it because these people are so ridiculous. Some of these, you got to remember, like some of the brain trust out there, they were telling you. Remember when Lips was telling us that she was going to sue YouTube? She was going to sue Facebook? You remember all of that? She was going to sue this platform. What happened to all that bluster, by the way? You had them picking up, and they were reciting this stuff. You remember the ecosystem. They were telling us 100% that's what was going to happen. So doesn't that make you go, So funny, though. But yeah, you're right, man. You're right. But Patrick, thanks for 11 months. Wouldn't it be nuts if 9th District is so exposed to Lips BS? But the Hale's case, through a change of venue, it winds up in Levy County after Judge Grudge reduces, Judge Davis gets it. That would actually be pretty an insane turn of events, I would have to say. For sure. Let's see. Now, I think somebody's really looking at very potentially being labeled a vexatious litigant. That's something you don't want, by the way. Very much so. Aussie Wombat, thank you for the 5 giftos. Thank you, Aussie Wombat. Appreciate you, my friend. Like I said, one of the fun conversations I've had with kids is describing what a wombat was. I thought that was fun. Himma, thanks for the 5. I'm doing great with the Wonka. Thank you there. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have been busting it out. Like I said, I've been doing everything to stay in motion. Some stuff I think, man, again, like watching a video to catch up on something, instead of sitting down to watch it, be in motion. Always be moving. Wheat Toast. What's up, Wheat Toast? Thank you for the gifted membership and Wheat Toast on top of it. Thanks for the 5. This toast loves waitresses. Yes. And the hot tea you bring. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, there's a lot. Like I said, you start to look at the case. We found some really interesting stuff that has been filed as well. Like there's so many other cases to look at that all connect back to these folks. And it's all relevant because what it shows you, it doesn't just show, again, I'm disturbed by the fact that we have all of these players introduced to a population. Like I was saying, for example, paint chips. You take paint chips, you have, last night they're talking about guardianship. You have all these people talking about vulnerable populations. They insert paint chips as a victim. Now, in that, that is so irresponsible because you are potentially introducing that person to vulnerable populations. And that person has already taken advantage of vulnerable populations. And they pretend like that's not, like that should really disturb people. Like, to me, that is so crazy and irresponsible. Hey, Rira, thanks for the 2 there. Doug, did you get my gift? Amazon yellow bear or bee? I don't think so. It may be setting over. So there was a delay for a couple of days for those stuff. The last thing we got, by the way, somebody sent. So let me note this. I had it wrapped up. The little one was waiting on it and loved this. There was a little karaoke machine. I'm surprised we haven't heard it tonight, you know, but it's a little, it's cute. It comes with 2 microphones. So she and her sister have been able to run around and play with it. And it's like a little bitty, just a little speaker, you know, that changes voices on it. And God, she has loved that thing. Run around. But yellow bear, I haven't seen it. But again, the post office, even when it says delivery, sometimes they lag out about 2 days. They're slow, you know, little country post office. But I have not, as of yet, seen that. No. So I'll go over there. It'll either be tomorrow or the next day. It just depends. You know, it's not far from here. I just have to have I say tomorrow is what, Wednesday? Maybe I can go over there tomorrow. Like I said, it just depends on the kids and their schedule. But I'll check. I have not yet, but it should be soon, I would imagine. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Give me a second here. So let's see. Let me just make sure I don't see any. If I do miss you, like I said, if I miss something, it's not on purpose. Let me check something real quick for redirect purposes. 1 second. I am curious about something. I heard an interesting guest notation, so I'm curious about this. Let me see. Yeah, so tonight, I heard this, like I said, for the Ricada show, which will be in like an hour, that there's going to be a certain guest over that way. So that might be interesting to check out. I'm curious to see how that goes. So definitely, you want to check that out? Definitely do. I'm curious about this now. So I won't say any more on that, but we'll see how that plays. But I'm going to end here. Remember, tomorrow night, you will want to continue our wonderful coverage. See exactly how things are playing out. see the next wonderful document of, man, how is this stuff going to turn out? Plus, we have, I believe we have the bankruptcy thing right around the horizon too. It's either tomorrow or it's in 2 days. Everybody keeps saying it's tomorrow, so we'll see. I'll have to check out, but we'll see what happens with that. I appreciate you all, and we will see you.